Wyatt. You really think we're going to get away with pretending to be Texas outlaws on the run?
We got no other choice, Mr. Masterson. Could never blast Butch Henry and his boys out of there with a posse, so if he can't lick them, you join them.
Sure, but what happens when they find out they have Wyatt Earp and Bat Masterson in camp? That Butch Henry has 19 notches on his gun.
Well, if we get caught, then either Mr. Henry's going to be carving 2 more notches or he'll be dead.
At least we got an even chance.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien.
Wyatt Earp, as marshal in Wichita and now in Dodge City, had met some of the top guns of the western frontier. He had outthought the notorious Manon Clements. He had outfought John Wesley Hardin in a final showdown. He had persuaded Clay Allison to run from Dodge City rather than face a duel with 45s man-to-man. But the case of Butch Henry, cattle thief and killer, presented a new problem. Not much was known about him, and he chose to await a battle with the law on his own fighting ground in the rocky wilderness known as the Salt River Bend.
Mr. Barrow!
What happened, Bill?
That Butch Henry gang, they attacked us in the brush, and they killed Ransom and Herb, and then they...
We'll take him to Doc McCarty in Dodge. I'm going to see Wyatt Earp about this. And we're small fry in the cattle business, Marshal. We couldn't take the law into our own hands if we wanted to. And we're asking you to organize a posse and go after that gang. I know you've had trouble with cattlemen from the big outfits, but none of our boys.
Well, that's got nothing to do with it, sir. It's just that, well, technically, Sheriff Bassett has the jurisdiction. I know he's homesick, but, well, his chief deputy, Bill Tillman...
He's not here, Marshal. He rode to the fort this morning to check a Cheyenne outbreak down south.
Well, I guess it leaves it up to me.
Good.
Oh, you think that Butch Henry's holed up at the Salt River Bend, huh?
We know he's there, Marshal. And he's got 300 head of our steers. Salt River is a good hideout, and we're going to need quite a few men.
Well, I never like to use a posse, unless it's the last resort.
Marshal, Butch Henry has killed at least 20 men. He's on the run from East Texas. They've got good peace officers in East Texas, but they didn't take Butch Henry.
I'd like to take a crack at him.
Well, we're in your hands. I reckon this is one of the few times that any cattleman ever came to you for help.
Yes, sir, it is, and I appreciate it. I want Butch Henry as much as you do.
And here's another thing, Zach. We've run off all the beef we can rebrand and sell, right? Well, a couple of the boys can hold him here. So why don't the rest of us pull a raid on Dodge? They tell me them gambling houses are just loaded with cash money, right?
No.
What do you mean, no?
George Morris tried it.
He's a big-headed fool. He tried to take over the whole town. I mean a quick raid.
Wyatt Earp's in Dodge.
Oh, now, Zach, don't tell me we're scared of that Cowtown marshal. 19 notches, and I'll cut me number 20 for Mr. Earp. Zach, you ain't scared of Earp.
Never laid eyes on him.
Well, neither have I. But that's no reason to be taking him so serious. Who's he ever killed? Look, a man don't get an honest reputation without no notches in his gun, right?
I'll think it over.
Where you going?
Check on the cattle guard. You think about it some more, Butch.
But I figured on starting at sunup.
No.
Aren't you going to tell me what this is all about?
No sense in worrying you until it's necessary.
Well, Marshal Earp, I just got him finished. You
It's a good joke, you and Mr. Masterson being one of a train robbery in Texas.
What? $2,000 reward for Morg Pickett and Bill Jepson, alias the Amarillo Kid. These men held up a Texas and Pacific train and killed 2 county sheriffs near Fort Worth, Texas. Signed, N.B. Averill, Captain Texas Rangers. What is this?
Morg Pickett and the Amarillo Kid. That's you and me. Thanks, Mr. McCabe. It's a real good, fast job.
Thank you.
Remember, keep this to yourself, otherwise you spoil the joke.
Oh, I won't say a word, Marshal.
Come on, Mr. Masterson. So in order to keep from having to take a posse into the Salt River Bend, I decided to try for an inside job. A character like Butch Henry, being this far north, probably could use a few extra hands. A couple of characters like Mort Pickett and the Amarillo Kid stand a good chance of being hired on. You be sure and remember those names.
Only one thing wrong with the idea.
What's that?
I know Texas and I can talk the language. But they'd spot you for a Yankee in 2 minutes.
Oh, Sonny, ain't you never heard me talk Texan? Well, I heard so much Texas talk up here in the north that I'll be dang gone if I don't seem to be using that accent in my sleep. Besides, they call me Silent Morg Pickett. So, kid, you'll be doing all the talking.
All right. But what if they start asking you about places in El Paso, Fort Worth, and San Antonio?
Well, it's a long ride to Butch Henry's. You can tell me about them on the way.
Well, supposing they do let us join them. Then what?
It's not too big of an outfit. About 9 or 10 guns at the most. Anyway, they'll be busy holding those steers in the bend. I think we stand a pretty good chance of taking Butch Henry and a couple of his men if the others don't butt in. Suit yourself.
Well, smoking them out with a posse would be a lot worse. When do we start?
As soon as we can get the right clothes together, we got to go in there looking like outlaws. You know?
For God's sake, don't take that Mudline special. They've never seen you, but I'll bet you they've heard of that gun.
Hey, thank you for reminding me. I'll feel kind of naked without it, though. You want some water?
Yeah.
Hey, you were telling me about Big Kate's place down in Waco. What did she look like, and what do you remember about her?
She's not so awful big. Just kind of thick-like. She has blue eyes and dark hair. But don't get me wrong, she's got a real good figure. She runs a saloon and dance hall. Her girls' names are Midge, Susie, Anna Mae, and Dolores.
Well, I'll tell you, Sonny, that's a mighty heap of remembering. What about Cattle Annie's down in Fort Worth?
Oh, that's a long story, Mo.
Price of the herd is $4,500. That figures $12.50 a head.
Oh, that's too steep. Why, a lot of the brands have been messed up in the changing.
$4,500 cash, or it's no deal.
Sorry, gentlemen, I can't go above $3,000. Why, you ain't allowing for the risk I run.
Hold it. Zach, see how much he's got on him.
What are you doing?
Shut
you
up.
can't do this
Where
to
do
me.
you keep it? Now we got visitors.
You let me alone.
I said shut up.
I got friends that'll take care of you. You never get...
500 measly bucks. You get out of camp quick.
Oh, this is just plain robbery.
Oh, no. Not with strangers around, then you hear those warning shots? You get on your horse and don't look back.
That's just plain robbery.
Get up there. Who are you and what do you want?
You Mr. Butch Henry?
I ask the questions, you answer them.
They seem kind of hostile, Morg. Reckon we better try our luck with another outfit.
Don't rush off. You boys on the run?
Could be, mister.
You forget you saw us, and we'll forget we saw you. Come on, kid, let's push on.
Nope.
Can't see no reason for quarreling. You all sound like you might be from Texas.
Yeah, we are.
Texas Rangers?
That's a dirty word, mister.
Ease it off, Morg. Morg don't care for Rangers.
Neither does Zach. Your pal had it right. I'm Butch Henry. He's Zach Newcomb. Now light down. I never turned Texas boys away from my camp.
Well, if he's really Butch Henry, I guess it's all right. You know, you sound pretty big-headed for a trail ghost. I don't think I like Mr. Newcomb or whatever his name is.
Ease it off, Morg. You'll have to make allowances, Mr. Henry. Morg and I, we've been traveling far and fast. That ain't Morg's true nature. That's just his belly growling.
They're hungry. Go tell Simon to rustle them up some grub. Pronto.
We sure do thank you kindly. Reckon we could eat a whole steer. He's Morg Pickett, and I'm Bill Jepson. They call me the Amarillo Kid.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Reckon we better show Mr. Henry our calling card, huh?
Sure.
Calling card, huh? Well, that's as good as any with me, better than most. You fellas seem to know your way around, giving the Rangers the go by. Zach, take a look at that. Guess there ain't no harm in having a friendly little chat while Simon fixes up your grub. Come on.
Boss.
Yeah?
They ain't wanted in Kansas.
Well, what's the diff? They're on the run.
Which one of you is the boss anyhow, you or him?
I'm Butch Henry. Ain't you never heard of me?
Sure he has. You're the top gun in East Texas. 17 notches.
19. I got me 2 more the other day.
19 notches.
I invited these boys to eat here. You making any objection?
Nope.
That satisfy you?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Take care of the horses. Come on over the fire. Give me a plain walnut grip on a colt. Then you can notch it without chipping it.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Henry. Shall we ask him?
It'll make no difference to me, either way.
Ask him what?
We're nobodies compared to you, Mr. Henry. But I was wondering if you could use a couple extra hands.
Well, I don't know. Either of you any good with a gun?
Well, we got us 2 sheriffs.
From ambush?
Morg ain't had too much practice. But I'm a fair hand at shooting.
Here, let's see you hit that.
Sure.
Not bad. How about your draw and shoot?
Well, I can do a drop the dollar.
You're bragging a little, ain't you, kid?
Give me $1.
Hey, that's pretty good. You got the shot off before it ever hit the ground. What do you say, Zach?
We can try him. But we don't want his pal.
Nothing doing. Morg and me left Texas together. We stay together.
Listen to Newcomb. What does he do, bury the bodies for you? That's enough.
Quit it!
We're friends, Morg.
Look, the kid can handle a gun and we can use him. I'll use Morg as one of the cattle guards. I'll blow on your soup. It's too hot. You fellas are hired. Go catch a nap someplace. You look beat.
Thanks, Mr. Henry. Ease off, will you? Looks like Butch has called a powwow. What was the idea of getting so tough with Newcomb?
He's the real boss.
How do you figure that?
Butch does too much talking to be a fighting man.
Yeah, only 19 notches.
But I think Zach does his killing for him.
Ah, you don't know what you're talking.
Shut up and listen to him.
Boys, all we could get from that cow trader was $500.
Oh, no, that's not enough.
Now, Zach will cut it up, share and share alike. We just couldn't unload them steers. Quiet, quiet. I've got an idea how we can pick up some quick money. There's plenty of this stuff in Dodge, all spread out in them gambling joints just ready to be took. Now, what do you say?
Zach told us it wasn't a good idea.
Is that right, Zach? Is that what you said?
No.
Why, you dirty double-crossing liar, you said...
I run this outfit, and I don't take no back talk. And no lies about Newcomb. Any of you other boys scared to go to Dodge? All right. Bury him.
Zach got off the first shot.
Yeah, he usually does.
Why does he let Butch take all the credit?
They're watching us going to sleep.
Well, I think we ought to hit him tonight while the gambling's going full blast.
Not with those new men in camp.
We can use the kid.
Maybe. Not the big one, though.
All right. I'll leave the big one on cattle guard.
No. I want to talk to him first.
Now, look. There's already been one killing in camp. That kid's going to stand by his pal.
You call the kid over here. I want to talk to Pickett when he's all by himself.
Now, Zach.
You do like I say, real quick.
All right. All right. Hey, kid! Kid, come on over here.
You want Morg, too?
No, he can work on the fire.
Go on, I'll cover you. What part of Texas was you born in?
Part of Texas?
Yeah. Where was you born?
El Paso, why?
That's funny. I was born in El Paso.
Maybe we're neighbors.
Name me some of the streets.
If you live there, you know their names.
I'm asking you.
No, you're trying to call me a liar.
It's their fight, kid.
I don't like you, Mr. Newcomb. I told you that. Now you get the gall to ask for questions. I don't like that.
No.
Sit down, Mr. Newcomb, before I'm tempted to break both your legs. Hold it! Any of you want to pick up his fight?
Mr. Henry's coming, Morg.
I got no quarrel with Mr. Henry.
I ought to finish you off, you polecat.
You don't like Newcomb?
I despise him. None of the men ever liked him either. Patch him up. Put him on his horse. I don't want him around my camp. I never saw two handier men with guns. Why, you're almost as good as I am.
Well, that's a big compliment, Mr. Henry.
Sure is. Downright flattering.
No, I mean it. I got a special proposition to make you. You heard us talking about a raid on Dodge? Well, if you're game, I'll cut you in on equal shares.
Well, fine. Hey, you hear that, Morg? We're in.
Well, I don't know, kid.
What's wrong?
We're raiding a big town like that. Why don't we just round up them steers and point them south toward the Indian nations?
You scared of Wyatt Earp?
Earp? Who's that?
He's the John Law in Dodge with a big reputation. But he ain't as fast as I am.
Well, I'm not fretting about no Earp. We better think about it. If I was you, I wouldn't put Mr. Newcomb on a horse. Oh, the way he's feeling, he's liable to head straight for Dodge and rouse up that whole town.
That's right. I'd better see that he's tied up. You keep working on Morg, kid.
You'll come around, Mr. Henry. You aiming to bulldoze that whole outfit into town?
I slipped up on a serious point.
Should have told those cattlemen back in Dodge what you and I were going to try and do.
You couldn't do that. They'd have talked.
Yeah, but I should have trusted them. No, I made a big mistake. Let those cattlemen come hightailing it out here with a posse.
Well, let's grab Butch and Zach. Make a run for it like you first planned, huh?
Butch has got more men than Mr. Byrode figured. He's got 9 here in camp. I figure at least another 10 out in cattle guard.
Well, then we'll have to get them all started on the raid. If there's a posse headed this way, some hoodlum is sure to beat him here with the news.
Yeah, that's right. You, go tell Butch you won me over.
Right.
How much further to the bend?
Maybe 5 miles. But we're all pretty tired, Hick.
Wyatt was a fool to try an inside job, but if they haven't killed him and Masterson, we owe them a chance. I hope it isn't too late.
There's just one more thing. Some of you men been out on cattle guard, so you ain't met Morg Pickett and the Amarella Kid. Morg is the man that crippled Newcomb in a stand-up gunfight. I was going to shoot the rat myself, only Morg took the job off my hands. Now, I want you all to do me a favor. When we pick up them other men and we hit Dodge, you leave Wyatt Earp to me, to Morg, and the Kid. All right, so we ride. Hold it.
I think I heard Butch not more than a mile behind me.
How many of them are?
Couldn't tell.
Wyatt Earp with them?
No, him and Bat Marston snuck out of town 2 days ago.
What?
Hey!
That There they go, that dirty
Don't kill him, just swing him. Yeah.
Come on, men! We're going to get away with this!
Hold it, Butch. I'm turning us.
I want her! It's too late! Take cover! Move around! I want them dirty John Law!
We can't stay here.
No place else to go.
Put it on, Earp! Come on out!
Are you crazy?
Put it on, Earp! And I'll make it 20 notches.
Drop him away.
Hold your fire, men! I want Earp to come out. I'm awaiting, Earp!
Aren't you going to kill him?
No.
That's what I wanted to do to you in the Pollock ambush, but you wouldn't trust me.
You both, let's get him, men!
You hit?
No. We're not coming out this way.
Hold your fire!
Come on, drop your guns. Come on, all of you, out of there. Drop your guns. You there. Come on out. Line them up and tie them, boys. A close call, Marshal.
You're right, sir. We'd like to thank you. That's Butch Henry, but he's not really the tough one.
Tough one is Zach Newcomb.
He's tied up over there.
So Butch Henry isn't really tough. A cattle thief with 19 notches on his gun.
Well, he's just a big blowhard, sir. I'll tell you all about it back in town.
I told you, he's just got a headache.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story
You're Circuit Judge Tobin, the hanging judge. You've been mighty fond of making tough speeches to the poor devils who have to swing because you say so. But now the rope's going around your own neck, Judge Tobin. You've been tried and convicted of horse stealing. Well, we're going to give you time to say your prayers, and may the Lord have mercy on your soul. Don't waste time looking for Wyatt Earp. He wouldn't lift a finger to save it. Put the rope on.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien.
Most of the judges with whom Marshal Earp had to deal were honest, strong, and fair-minded men. But when Judge Tobin was assigned to ride a circuit which included Dodge City, Wyatt came up against a strange character. Tobin had set out to make a reputation for himself as a hanging judge. Men called him Rope Tobin and compared him with the notorious Judge Parker, who hanged 88 men in Oklahoma Territory. But in the case of Judge Tobin...
The defendant will face the court. Mr. Bingham, you've been tried and found guilty of stealing a horse. You stole this animal from a traveler on the open prairie. You were well aware that a man's horse is his life. Cattle and buffalo stampede at sight of a man on foot. Men have been trampled to death in such stampedes. Furthermore, a man without a horse has no means of escape from savage renegade Indians. By your act, you condemned your victim to death. And only by the merest chance...
I didn't steal that horse. I bought him.
Silence. Marshal Earp, it's the judgment of this court that Mr. Bingham be hanged by the neck until dead. You will notify Sheriff Bassett that the execution will take place tomorrow any time between sunrise and sunset, and may the Lord have mercy on his soul. Remove the prisoner. Something on your mind, Mr. Earp?
Yes, sir, there is.
Well, out with it.
But since you asked me, Your Honor, I think that Mr. Bingham might be telling the truth.
What makes you think so?
Well, I know he was riding the horse when we arrested him, and he didn't have a bill of sale, and we couldn't find the man that he said sold the horse to him, but... Well, it seems to me
He had a fair trial, Mr. Earp. Had he been caught on the trail riding a stolen horse, he'd have been hanged from the nearest tree. Do you believe in lynch law, Mr. Earp?
No, sir, I don't. I hate it.
Well, so do I. And the only way to put down lynch law on this frontier is for legally constituted courts to do their duty. We must teach men to respect legal justice. Do you have any further comments, Marshal?
Yes, Judge Tobin, with your permission, I have. But it involves criticism of this court, so maybe I better keep my mouth shut.
Speak up. Speak up.
Well, sir, with all respect, I don't believe in hanging a man on circumstantial evidence as in this case. You say you want the law respected. Well, that's what I want, too. But do you believe hanging a man on circumstantial evidence is the way to go about it?
I disagree with your thinking.
Well, you're the judge.
Careful now.
Well, anyway, it's not my jurisdiction. Crime was committed in Ford County, so it's up to Sheriff Bassett.
You do know a little about the law.
Just enough to serve you fair notice, Judge. I don't believe in hanging for any other reason than first-degree murder. And only then on most conclusive evidence.
Fair notice? Of what?
Dodge City isn't Ford County, and I'm not Sheriff Bassett. Good day, Your Honor.
Did you tell him what for?
As much as I dared. No sense in getting fined for contempt of court.
What's wrong with that man, Wyatt?
He's never seen a hanging, that's what's wrong with him. Any kind of circumstantial evidence satisfies him. No, he's a real hanging judge for sure.
Well, Charlie Bassett says Bingham's wanted in Nebraska for 2 murders. I guess it all evens up.
No, it doesn't. The judge should send him back to Nebraska for trial.
Oh, now, Wyatt.
Look, how would you like a friend of yours hanged on doubtful evidence?
Well, now, I can't think of any of my friends who were apt to get hanged.
There's nothing funny about this, you know. You send that poor fellow on over to Sheriff Bassett's lockup, then wash your hands.
Well, I just washed them.
Wonder what kind of soap Judge Tobin uses on his.
Huh?
Never mind, go on.
Queen a winner. 6 a loser. 8 a winner.
I want to take a look at that deal box.
Hand that back.
I got a hunch this is a Mississippi bottom deal.
I said hand that back.
Why, you wouldn't...
Sure.
Finley, put it away.
He grabbed my deal box.
Ease off. Take a walk. Take over, Earl. Eve, you and I'd better have a little talk. In there.
It'll be a pleasure.
Well, what's your complaint?
The card game's crooked. It's been crooked ever since Chalk Beeson left for KC. And I'm going to prove it to Chalk when he gets back with this.
Well, let me see. Perhaps Finley has.
Not him, you. Chalk left you here to run things. And Finley will deal him straight or crooked, just as you say.
How much did you lose?
1,000.
You never had that much.
1,000. It'll cost you a lot more if I tell Beeson. He'll make you pony up 5 times that. And put a yellow tag on you besides.
All right, but I can't get it for you right now.
When?
Tonight. The cashier's change shift at 8 o'clock. Now, you slip in the back way. I'll give you the money. You give me the box.
Of course, Pete. When I get the money, you'll get this.
Where's your relief man, Finley?
He's late.
I'll sit in for you.
Thanks, Pete. Anything wrong?
Eve Morgan's still mad. Take the alley home. All right, boys. Let's change the deal box. Nothing like new cards in a fresh box. Break open the deck.
I'll take a stake, Pete.
Sure.
I'll keep cash for you.
Good. It's Eve Morgan. I think he's dead.
Morgan, he's dead.
All right, you men stay out here. Break it up.
Dead.
You men go on back in the saloon. Go on.
Morgan was a good guy, too.
That hole in Morgan came from a 41 Derringer. You know anybody that owns one?
5-spot Finley. He used to have one.
Where's Finley?
He went off shift about 8 o'clock. He's probably at home.
Go pick him up.
Finley wouldn't shoot anybody, White. I knew him in Abilene. In fact, he tipped me off to a gunslinger that was
Look, will you just go pick him up?
Whatever you say.
You quit wasting my time. I took this off of Morgan. You ever see it before?
No, sir.
You're lying. It's a Mississippi bottom dealer. Now, you want to explain how come Morgan had it?
Marshal, I swear to you, I don't know anything about it.
Look, 3 eyewitnesses out there told me they saw Morgan take it off Finley at the faro table. They also saw Finley pull a Derringer on Morgan.
Marshal, Finley's my friend. Now, surely you don't expect me to incriminate him.
Finley heard about the shooting. I met him in the alley.
You don't think I had anything to do with it?
You own a Derringer, Mr. Finley?
Yes, sir.
Where is it?
It's in the drawer in the faro table. And it's here to tell you what...
Never mind. Let's go see it. Come on.
It's gone, Mr. Earp. Somebody stole it. Pete, you know the gun was in the drawer when you took the slot from me. Don't you remember? You said Morgan was sore at me for me to take the alley home.
Finley, Mr. Earp knows about the box.
He does? I cheated Morgan, but I didn't kill him. You know me, Bat. I wouldn't kill anybody.
I told as much to Marshal Earp.
You threatened Morgan with a gun, didn't you?
Yes, sir, but only to keep him from beating me up. Anders took the derringer and put it in the drawer. Then Jake grabbed me and hustled me out. Ain't that right?
Finley, you're talking too much. You need a lawyer.
Lawyer?
Mr. Finley, I'm arresting you on suspicion of murder.
Wyatt. So Rope Tobin can do the
Now
same
you're
thing?
the one that's talking too much, Mr. Masterson. Take him to jail.
Come on.
Oh, evening, Mr. Earp.
Howdy, Mr. Craig.
Terrible thing Finley done. You reckon Judge Tobin will hang him along with Bingham?
Oh, easy, Mr. Craig.
Are you looking for clues?
No, haven't found the murder weapon yet. It's a 41 Derringer.
Finley wouldn't hide it around here this close. He knows I'm always filling and emptying this barrel.
No, it's not in there. You keep your eye peeled out for a Derringer, huh?
Yes, sir.
Good night.
Good night.
Mr. Earp.
Well, Judge Tobin.
Benton here has been pestering me to grant bail to some gambler named Finley. What do you know about the case?
Well, sir, Eve Morgan, a cowhand, was shot to death in an alley behind the Long Branch Saloon. He and Finley had an argument about a crooked deal box this afternoon. I arrested Finley on suspicion of murder.
Suspicion?
My client denies the charge, Your Honor. There's nothing but
That
circumstances.
will be all, sir. It's a clear case of first-degree murder, isn't it?
No, Your Honor, it isn't.
Can't you present a clear-cut case about anything?
Finley claims somebody stole his gun. There were a lot of people in position to do that, sir. Also, I haven't checked into the crooked gambling angle, and
Nonsense. First-degree murder, no bail. I'll hear this case at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Have the defendant in court at that time.
10 o'clock?
And I won't consider any motion for a delay or continuance, Mr. Benton. Crooked gambler. Murders a man in cold blood. We'll see. We'll see.
Finley wants to talk to you, Mr. Benton.
Well, I'll do the best I can.
Oh, wait a minute. No, Judge Tobin can't force you to trial. Not without reasonable time to prepare a defense, anyway.
They call him Rope Tobin, Mr. Earp. Stalling would only make his temper worse.
You sentence Finley to hang. He's already made up his mind.
Well, and if it comes to that, we can ask for a stay of execution pending appeal. But you'd better find out who did kill Morgan, and right quick.
Now, how do you feel?
And I'd like to put a rope around Tobin's neck.
Hey, that may not be a bad idea.
Huh?
Judge Tobin has a lot of knowledge about law. But he's never had his nose far enough away from a law book to know anything about people. Has Finley got any good friends besides you?
Well, a dozen good ones at least.
6 ought to be enough. You and I can't do anything, but his friends might be able to teach Judge Tobin about circumstantial evidence. Save Finley.
You mean frame the judge?
Why, Mr. Masterson, such talk from an officer of the law.
And the boys who like Finley aren't officers of the law.
Well, let's see what happens in court.
Yeah.
Have you reached a verdict?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Guilty of what?
Oh, well, murder in the first degree.
Order!
That's how you instructed us to vote, ain't it?
Order! Considering the evidence, there was no other verdict possible. You gentlemen have done your duty and the court commends you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The defendant will rise. Mr. Finley, you are a card sharp and a crook. When the deceased caught you cheating, he took your deal box as evidence. Testimony indicates that Mr. Morgan intended to complain to the owner of the Long Branch Saloon. To prevent this, you waylaid him in an alley, and with malice aforethought, you shot him in the back.
No, sir. It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Silence! The court would like to show mercy, but your crime does not deserve mercy. I sentence you to be hanged by the neck until dead.
Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Bell.
I must ask for stay of execution pending appeal.
That is your privilege as counsel for the condemned. Any comment, Mr. Earp?
No, sir.
Don't you worry, Finley boy. We're with you.
You will take your seat until court's adjourned. Marshal Earp?
Yes, sir.
I have business in Abilene. Other cases on the docket will be postponed till my return. Remove the condemned. Court is adjourned.
Don't worry, Finley. Good job, boy.
Larry, bring him in. Get him out of there, boys. Hustle it up. So, Bat. They look pretty much alike, don't they?
Yeah, I couldn't tell them apart. Nice work, Jim.
Even to the brands and scars. See, bar N on the judge's horse, bar H in my horse. Of course, I had to block out the white stocking on my horse.
Slick. Where's old man Ruger?
Well, we left him sleeping in hay bed.
We gotta move on. I'll hide the judge's horse. And don't forget, you've got to stop Tobin before he crosses the city limits.
Oh, we'll stop him. Bat. Why don't we really hang the old buster?
No, just put a rope around his neck. Why, now I'll be right behind you. Don't you even rough him up. Remember, he's a circuit judge.
We're going to be awful careful. How you coming, boys? All right. Get over here.
Not so fast, stranger. No. Not so fast, stranger. That's my horse you're making off with. Are you men drunk, or is this some kind of a practical joke?
It ain't funny. We hang horse thieves. Light down.
Nonsense. These are my horses.
That one ain't. Light down. Come on.
You know who I am.
No, and I don't care. You're stealing my horse.
Nonsense. Both these horses are Bar N brand. I bought them from Colonel French at the Bar N Ranch. You've heard of him. Bar H? No. That brand's been tampered with. This is a frame-up.
You steal my horse and accuse me of framing you.
Rope's ready, Jim.
Let's get it over with.
Let go of me. Let go of me, I say. Let go of me. I'm Circuit Judge Tobin.
No. Not Rope Tobin. The hanging judge? Well, boys, ain't that something? Rope Tobin turns horse thief. That tree over yonder looks right handy.
You won't get away with this.
Oh, hanging a man ain't too difficult.
Tie his hands?
No, it's more fun when they got their hands free and try to fight the rope. Come on, we're wasting time.
What goes on here?
Caught a horse thief, Marshal.
Well, that's Judge Tobin. He wouldn't steal a horse.
He did, though. That left-hand bay, my horse. Got my Bar H brand.
This is a frame-up. Maybe the livery stable man gave me the wrong horse by mistake.
Go check the brand. We don't hang horse thieves without some show of a trial.
What about Finley and Bingham?
They had a trial.
Left one's Bar H, the other's Bar N.
Well, I'm sorry, Judge, but I can't help myself. You're under arrest. Charge of horse stealing. Take that rope off him. Climb in your buggy and we'll head back to town. Go on.
Ghastly mistake. Why, those hoodlums might have tried to hang me. And on the flimsiest of circumstantial evidence. What if this got into the newspapers, an accusation like this? Rumor, gossip, the dignity of my office. Marshal Earp, I demand an immediate release.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but any charge by a citizen must be investigated.
Oh, come now, we've had our differences, but surely you don't believe that I stole that horse?
No, sir, I don't.
Well, then why are you holding me on a charge that you admit's absurd?
Blackmail?
What?
I have here an official police report with a felony complaint signed by Jim Lawrence, the owner of the stolen horse.
Just what are you after?
Well, Judge, to begin with, I'm looking for a human being. In you.
What is this?
Then there's the blackmail. But let's call it white blackmail, shall we? I want a stay of execution for Mr. Bingham. He should be sent back to Nebraska and tried there for murder.
Is he wanted there?
That's right, on 2 counts. And Sheriff Bassett didn't mention anything about it because he felt Bingham might just as well be hanged here as in Nebraska. Well, I don't agree with Charlie's idea of the law. I also don't agree with hanging men on flimsy circumstantial evidence. It'll ruin respect for law out here.
And you and I, sir, in our different ways, are the law here, aren't we?
Those Nebraska charges should have had priority. All right, I'll grant the stay, but not as a price for anything. Now, go ahead and do your duty as you see it.
One other thing, sir. I ask you to release Finley on bail.
A condemned murderer?
Look, sir, I need your help. I think I know the man who really murdered Morgan. Now, if you turn Finley loose, the man I'm after will get scared, and a scared man always makes a wrong move.
It's still blackmail.
No, sir, it isn't. I've changed my mind. There won't be any police report, and I'll ask Jim Lawrence to withdraw his complaint.
What would make a stubborn, opinionated man like yourself change his mind?
My father's a judge back in Illinois. The kind of judge all of you should be. He didn't get his reputation by hanging men on circumstantial evidence. I guess I tried to mold Judge Tobin in his image. I'm sorry for that.
Excuse me, Judge. Wyatt, they're talking mighty mean at the Long Branch. They think Finley had a raw deal.
Yeah, I expected that. All right, round up the rest of the deputies. Tell them to load with buckshot.
No, no! I'll admit Finley to bail. Turn him loose.
Thank you, sir.
But if you've got another suspect, you better get him quick. I can always change my mind.
Finley!
Finley! Good to see you.
Finley, you're free.
I'm only out on bail, but I sure thank you guys. Still winning, huh?
Yeah, little old Finley. Boy, howdy.
Good to see you. Sure want to thank you, Pete, for getting me the lawyer and everything.
What's a friend for? Boys, the next round's on the house. How come old Rope Tobin let you out on bail?
Well, Mr. Earp says it's because they can't find my gun.
How does that figure?
It's a kind of a legal technicality. Mr. Earp suggested it to the judge, and the judge agreed. Unless they find my gun, they can't hang me. Sure hope they never find me.
Sure.
You ain't buying the drinks, Pete. I am. Come on. Drinks are on me. All this can
Come on, boy.
Get your fellas.
Howdy, Marshal. Bat.
Howdy, Mr. Anders. We're still looking for that Derringer.
Yeah, Finley was telling me about that. Marshal, why does old Judge Tobin want to hang little old Finley? Why, Morgan never was no good.
Neither are you.
Big gun, big talk.
You scared Finley into cheating.
Ease off. You move aside. I'd like to take a look in there.
Why, there's nothing in there except a lot of trash.
What are you so nervous about?
Nothing, Marshal. Nothing at all. Well, what do you know? Finley must have stashed that in there. I mean, whoever shot Morgan must have put it in there.
No, you stole it and shot Morgan.
Are you crazy?
Last night, right after the shooting, I came out here and that barrel was empty.
So what does that prove?
You knew I looked in there. You figured the safest place to hide this is where I'd already looked. An old man, Craig, threw some trash in there, and you came out and threw the Derringer on top of it. You're under arrest, Mr. Aaron.
Yeah? Stand steady.
My friend. Trying to get me home.
Have I stolen any more horses?
No, sir. I found your horse hidden in the livery stable.
You solve a murder case with a dying man's confession, you even find my horse. That's sheer genius, Marshal Earp.
Your Honor, what is the penalty for framing a circuit judge on a horse theft charge?
Well, I wouldn't hang the man who did it, but you can warn him any more shenanigans will draw a mighty stiff prison sentence.
Well, I'll tell him that when I see him.
Get here.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told.
Why, they're getting too close.
No shooting yet. Can you see Dull Knife?
Yes, by Big Rock. You're not going to surrender.
I want to make peace talk to Dull Knife.
Peace talk with a bunch of Cheyenne on the warpath?
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien.
Are you Marshal Earp?
That's right.
Well, you better get your people ready for a fight. Dull Knife is headed this way with lots of Cheyenne and war paint.
Where'd you see him?
About 30 miles down the trace from the Indian nations. I changed horses and outrode them, but they'll be here in 2 hours. Let's get yourself time to get organized.
Now, take it easy.
But, Mr.
Look, just take it easy. Yelling Indian and causing the panic isn't going to help us. Mr. Masterson, you take our friend here over to the Long Branch and buy him some cold beer. You go along with Mr. Masterson, and I thank you for your warning.
Why? Shouldn't we get set for him?
It'll be a couple hours before sundown. Cheyenne are too smart to raid a town when it's dark. Anyway, I have a hunch my Indian scouts should be in to tell me about it. You any idea why Dull Knife is sore at this town?
Well, a Crow Indian friend of mine said the Cheyenne were headed here. Well, that's all I know, Mr. Earp.
Buy him all the beer he can drink. Keep asking him not to talk.
Why? Payday isn't till Saturday.
All right. Here. It's enough for supper, too.
Thanks, Wyatt.
Yes, sir.
I didn't signal for the artillery. Take it back in the rack, Harry.
Mr. Brother, Mr. Cousins.
Me.
Oh.
Now, my friends, what is all this about Dull Knife?
Who?
2 white men kill men who fights. Then they treat Shaidive, his wife, as Apaches do. She tell us, then she kill herself for shame.
That is very ugly. Did the wife name the men before she died?
No, Mr. Earp. Only that men who fights told her they belong in Dutch City.
Sikapi took him on Souk, Marshal Earp, Souk.
Shaidive, good wife. She fight and scratch white men on face.
Oh.
After it happened, she take knife so. When Dull Knife hear this, very angry.
Well, I don't blame him. But I think Dull Knife and his men were very foolish to have jumped the reservation. They'd even be more foolish to make a raid on Dodge. It's too big a town, too many guns.
Dull Knife never count guns, Mr. Earp.
Men with scratches on their face shouldn't be too hard to find. You know anything else about him?
Oh. Napikon. Scout. Newt Long Knife. Edwi.
Men who fights was scout for soldiers, like us. Mr. Brother thinks white men scout when in army with Dull Knife.
Well, that'll help us. Are you friendly with Dull Knife?
Yes, but in warpath he's friend to no man.
But you will go to him and make talk, huh?
What talk?
I want you to explain to Dull Knife that we have law here. I will catch the 2 white men that murdered his people, and the law will hang them.
Hang white man for killing Indian? You joke, Mr.
No, I'm not joking. Murder is murder. I give you my word they'll be caught and hanged. You tell Dull Knife that. Ask him to wait for a message from me.
Wait, how long?
I'll tell him one day.
Oh. Good. We talk with Dull Knife.
Thank you, my friends. I am ashamed that our white brothers do this, but they will hang for it.
You always tell truth, Mr.
Dull Knife, Nupi, Ho, Suk.
We do not promise Dull Knife will listen, but we talk and say what you are saying.
Tahome.
Tehome.
Nehe.
Oh, it's not too bad. Pretty good. Yes, too.
Marshal, we're supposed to see you.
What for?
Never mind. Come on, you're not under arrest. You're
No,
supposed to see you.
Look, Bat, I haven't got no gun. I
on,
didn't do anything. You know that.
Hold it. You fellas will have to come down to the jail. Let's go.
All right, take off your hats. Let me see your forearms. Knife cut, you can go. Roll up your sleeves. How'd you get those marks?
Well, horse shied from a rattlesnake. I went in some brush.
You can go. I'm holding you. Stand over there. Rest of you men, roll up your sleeves.
Who says so?
I said roll up your sleeves. You stand over there, too. Fingernail scratches. You stand over there. Bare your arms all the way. Two of you can go. Well, Mr. Jameson. Looks like a woman scratched you.
Yes, sir. My wife, she's...
Last time it was a black guy, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Better luck next time.
Yes, sir.
All right, 2 of you murdered an Indian. His wife, she... You want to talk about it? What are their names?
Stevens, Miller, and Dort.
All this whoop to do about an Indian? We done it, we should get a reward.
Is that how you feel about it, Mr. Dort?
You're just picking on me because they kicked me out of the Army.
Oh, you were a soldier, too, huh? Well, how come you haven't got any cross sabers?
I don't like tattooing. Woman scratched me, sure. You prove it was an Indian. I wasn't nowhere near Buffalo Creek.
This time, Earp's really put his foot in it. Arresting men just because some Indian and a squaw got killed. Who's gonna back him on a stupid play like this? Nobody. Right now, General Custer's on his way to get Sitting Bull. Our own soldiers risking their lives while Earp goes over to the side of these red savages.
Trouble, Wyatt. Looks like they have friends.
Well, that's a big mystery. All right, you lock them up. I'll have a talk with their friends.
All right, let's go. Inside.
Earp, we've come for a showdown. We're at war with the Indians. Are you on their side?
No, Mr. Albright.
Well, then turn Miller, Dort, and Stevens loose. And do it right now.
I arrested those men on suspicion of murder. Not just murder alone.
Ah, she was only a squaw.
That's enough.
Oh, it is it?
Look, Mr. Albright, I had a run-in with you once before. All I did was slap your face when you hired Clay Allison to gun me. Then you forged my name when you tried to buy Jim Kelly's saloon, remember?
Now, you can't prove it.
But I can prove you're wearing a gun and leading the mob now. You men sure picked a fine leader. He's as yellow as they come.
You gonna take that, Pete?
He wouldn't draw on a 10-year-old kid with a pop gun.
All right, the rest of you drop him. Go on, drop him.
You pick him up inside later. Pick him up and take him to Doc McCarty's. Go on, move. Pick up the guns.
There were some men with hefty influence in that crowd.
And we'll let them use their pull. I don't want any men coming up to this jail with guns. Next time they try that, a lot of them are going to go home with buckshot in their legs.
You and I have scouted with Indians. We know them. But you can't expect a lot of scared greenhorns to understand what we're trying to do.
Why not? They can understand common ordinary justice, can't they?
Not for Indians, Wyatt.
Look, I don't care who it's for. The law says you can't murder them. I stand on that.
Everybody does when they're not too scared to think. With all this talk of Dull Knife raiding us and the Sioux on the warpath against Custer. Howdy, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Kenton.
Evening, Bat.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Circuit Attorney.
Wyatt, we came to ask...
Don't weaken now, George. We came to tell you that this nonsense has gone on long enough. It's time for plain talk.
I'm sorry, Wyatt, but public opinion is against you.
Not only that, but you don't have evidence enough for me to prosecute anyone for killing Indians. No corpus delicti, no witnesses. In fact, not even jurisdiction.
I'm working on that, Mr. Kenton.
Not in this town.
Even if you had a case, we couldn't get a jury. We all have to be practical, Wyatt.
You almost fractured Pete Albright's skull. He can sue the city.
Yeah, he deserved what he got. But that doesn't help matters. I'm asking you as your friend to turn those 3 men loose.
Then you and Mr. Kenton will have to make that an order.
Very well. As circuit attorney, order their release. At once.
All right, release the prisoners.
Yes, sir.
2 of those men are murderers and worse.
Now, Wyatt...
I obeyed the order because as city marshal, I have no other choice. But I'm also a United States deputy marshal. The murder of an Indian happens to be a federal crime.
You show that evidence to a federal judge and see what happens.
That's just what I aim to do, Mr. Kenton. I gave my word that I'd try and break this case. When it's prosecuted, I'm not going to have a peewit like you standing in my way. Happy election returns, gentlemen.
You heard what he said. Why don't you fire him?
He's the best marshal Dodge City ever had. You know, if that boy could learn to think like a politician, he'd be governor someday.
Sure the 3 of them went in there?
Not 5 minutes ago. All of them toting guns.
Stand back. Thornton. What happened?
I was pals with Miller and Stevens in the Army. So I kept my mouth shut. But I know they done it. They picked a fight with me and...
They must have gone out the side door. You don't have to go with me.
Quit wasting time. Come on.
Take him out over the coroner's office.
We could not find Dull Knife.
Maybe he circled around.
We catch 2 men. Come look.
Were they riding out of Dodge?
Yes. 1 horse break leg and gopher hole. When they stop, we put guns on them. Come look.
We sure will, Mr. Cook. Well, Miller and Stevens. Good morning, gentlemen. You didn't kill Dort fast enough. He told us you murdered the Indian.
That's a lie.
Oh,
no.
Oh.
They must be tried according to law. Untie him.
I do not understand. They kill men who fights and shy down.
My friend, I promised you they would be punished according to law. There's a federal judge at the fort. We'll take them there.
You got no proof.
Mr. Masterson, give me your pad and pencil. We murdered man who fights and are responsible for the death of Shy Dove.
You think we're stupid enough to sign that?
Dullknife and his men can't be too far away. You want me to turn you over to them?
He's bluffing. He wouldn't do it.
Dullknife would skin him alive, piece by piece.
No, that's Apache stuff. The Cheyenne mutilate a bad man, and they roast him over a slow fire. How long does a man suffer?
Sun up, sundown. I see many bad Indians live longer.
You still don't want to sign it, huh?
No.
All right. You take him to Dullknife. Tell him for me these are the men he wants.
No, we'll sign. But you got to promise you'll take us to the fort.
I give my word. We'll tie him double on the good horse. I want you and Mr. Brother to come with us. You were scouts in the Army. It'll help us to have a witness to the confession.
Look, Wyatt. Cheyenne.
Don't move.
Dullknife and his men, all around us.
We could stand them off if there ain't too many.
No. Hold this.
You aim to surrender?
You promised that...
I want to talk to Dullknife. Does he speak English?
More better than me.
Good. Come along and introduce us. You keep an eye on them.
They won't move. They got no place to go.
Where did Dullknife learn English?
Mission school. He go as little boy.
Be a convert?
No, all Cheyenne. Dehomé. I am cousin to many battles. This is Mr. Erb, Law Marshal of Dodge City.
Good morning. Good morning. I have the men who killed your people.
Man who fights, Shy Dove.
The law will punish these murderers.
White men's law will punish white men.
Yes. I will take them to the fort.
No. Give them to me.
Great Chief Dullknife, ruler of the Cheyenne. Mr. Brother, Mr. Cousin, can tell you that I have always kept my word to them. I will keep my word to you, O great chief. The men who committed this crime will be tried by a federal judge. And if found guilty, they will be hanged according to law.
I have traveled many miles to punish these men. I do not trust white men's court.
Some white men don't respect our laws either. In a few cases, it hasn't deserved respect. But there are hundreds of men trying to make our laws honest. It would be foolish for me to lie about it. We've had two kinds of law. One for white men and another for Indians. I'm asking you for a chance to prove that the murder of an Indian will be punished the same as the murder of a white man.
You expect me to believe this talk?
Yes, for your own good.
How is that?
You have asked our great white chief in Washington to let your people leave Oklahoma Territory and go back to Wyoming, true? What will our chief in Washington think when he hears that you have left your reservation for personal vengeance and taken the law into your own hands?
I will ask you a question. The two men who killed Shy Dove and her husband must die. Will you leave hostages to guarantee it? One of the two must be the other white policeman. You make cheap talk.
I will ask my friends. If they consent, they will place themselves in your hands. If they don't, we will fight it out.
Good. Johnny.
My guess is that Dull Knife's only got about 20 men. We stand a good chance of driving them off, especially if we can kill Dull Knife in the first attack. That's about it.
What's the sense in killing Dull Knife and maybe some of us getting it? Come on, Mr. Brother.
No, I go. He stay.
Masi copy. No need. Go.
Ate.
No, Mr. Brother. I need Mr. Cousin as a witness. You go. You must make Dull Knife understand that a couple of his men must bring the bodies of Shy Dove and Man Who Fights to the fort.
Dull Knife understand. He's big judge.
Well, what am I going to say to Dull Knife if the white man judge turns them loose?
He won't. But I'm still willing to stay here and fight it out.
No, what would that prove? I risk getting killed in a gunfight with a no-account girl. This will prove something. Be seeing you, Marshal.
Don't I know you?
Oh, Judge Norton. Me, Little Wolf.
Yeah, that's right. You helped us in a gun smuggling case. These the bodies of Man Who Fights and his wife?
Me ho.
Things can't be going too well at the fort.
Masi copy.
Come here.
Uh-oh. Here I go again. Yes, sir?
Our dead were shown to the white men. They are being sent back to us for burial. Your judge and your friend Marshal Earp did nothing. The killers have not yet been hanged.
12 men. A jury have to decide. That takes a little time.
Too much time. We must move by dark tonight. We cannot take you and Mr. Brother with us.
There's nothing I can do.
No. It will be done for you. Honey.
You have been found guilty of murder in the first degree. You attempted to defend yourselves by saying the two young people you killed were Indians. Such a defense is an insult to this court and to the laws of this republic. Murder of any human being is punishable by death. Marshal Earp?
Yes, sir.
You will deliver these two men into the custody of the Provost Marshal. I'll send a written order for their immediate execution by hanging. Court's adjourned.
Come on.
I have conquered my evil temper. There has been too much killing by Indians and white men. My heart is sick. We are all children of Great White Spirit. We behave like grizzly bear and Apache. I have been thinking of your friend, Marshal Earp. I do not believe he lied to me. I think he has done his best for justice. I am sure there must be many white men with good hearts like his. Therefore, I am setting you free. Go. Silence!
Thank you.
You tie not to its gun. Tejo me.
Great Chief, these are the bodies of the two men. They were hanged according to law.
Look. The coffee.
Great Chief, we are taking them to Dodge for burial. Any objection?
No. It is justice. Stay home in.
Stay home in. You have understanding.
Well, little man, what do you say now?
Two men, hanged for the murder of man who fights and Shido. Will it change anything?
Someday. Maybe 100 years from now.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told.
Well, I guess Miss McGill's aiming to gun Bat Masterson.
Don't be a fool. Why, she wouldn't have a chance in a gunfight with a man.
I wouldn't bet against her. Miss McGill's a shooting woman.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien.
Women of the frontier, when Wyatt Earp was Marshal of Dodge City in 1876, had long been accustomed to scenes of violence and gunplay. But aside from tough show-offs like Calamity Jane, Belle Starr, and Pearl Hart, women rarely carried a gun or used one, and then only in some act of desperation. The circumstances which turned Mrs. Jane McGill into a shooting woman were unusual, and she became one of the most serious problems Marshal Earp ever tried to handle.
Gates locked. Let's cut the wire.
Here, take this axe.
Get away from that fence!
Now, take it easy, Ma. We got cattle on the drive, need water. You've locked the gate.
I promised feed and water for Mr. Hap Dorset. He'll be driving his own cattle in soon. I gave him my word.
First come, first serve.
You ain't cutting my fence. Now back off now.
Boy, you old
No,
bat.
no. Shooting a woman? Tobe will have Wyatt Earp throw her in jail.
All right, let's go.
Hush up, Boots. Come here, girl. Come on. Trouble's over for right now.
Mama, you shot at them.
Yeah, over their heads.
Oh, how could you? I promised Marshal Earp that the next time we had any trouble, we'd send for him. What if they tell Mr. Earp? I could have driven into town.
By then, they'd have busted down the fence. And speaking of promises, I gave Hap Dorset my word.
Oh, him.
You like the boy, don't you?
I've said it 50 times. I'm not marrying to live on a ranch. I've seen all the cows and cowhens I can take.
You think you'd rather have Bat Masterson?
No, we're just friends. Bat has lots of girls, town girls.
And a roving eye.
You seem to forget that I'm quite grown up. In fact, tomorrow I'll be 21.
21? Well, that's right, Effie. You'll be of legal and voting age if they let a woman vote. Well, it all kind of comes to a head, your birthday and Hap riding in.
Now, Mama, I haven't promised Hap anything. So happens that Bat's gonna take
Well, I better hitch up that rig and get into town before the stores close and the bank.
Bank? Our credit's run out at the stores and we haven't a dime in the bank.
Tomorrow's the day, honey. You'll be 21. And I made a promise on it.
Mr. Masterson, come on out here. I want to talk to you.
Now, what's up?
Mrs. McGill again. Took a couple of shots at some of Tobe Lawson's cowhands. They talked him out of filing a complaint.
Well, thanks.
I want you to ride out there and give her a good talking to, though. Part of her farm's on the city limits now, and she's got to quit shooting at people every time she has an argument.
Or couldn't you go out there this time, Wyatt? She doesn't think
Now,
too
look,
much of...
I didn't pick Effie McGill for your girl. You just read this to her mother.
Yes, sir, but why don't...
Anyway, you got no reason to be wasting Effie's time. Or do you intend to marry her?
Marry her? Well, I haven't more than kissed her a couple times.
Well, that's enough to give a nice country girl ideas.
Gosh.
Well, Mrs. McGill's caused me a heap of trouble, but I kind of like her. She's over 50, and I'm just 30, but we're both old-timers in the West.
Huh?
Well, I guess that seems kind of odd to you, but you're not an old-timer unless you haul to California by wagon train. Didn't Effie tell you that she and her folks...
Wyatt, they want you down at the bank right away.
Hold up.
No. Something about Mrs. McGill.
Oh, well, Deputy Masterson can go.
Well, they asked for you, Wyatt. The cashier said that...
All right. You know, maybe you should get married.
This is unusual, madam. It's been 10 years since we've been asked to cash gold nuggets. You're not a depositor here, and you don't seem willing to explain how you came by these.
Well, I didn't steal them.
No one's accused you of that, Mrs. McGill. It's just that banks have to be careful. At $20 an ounce, you have almost $300 here. Oh, Marshal Earp, thank you for coming so promptly. We have a matter.
Howdy, Mrs. McGill.
Howdy, Marshal. He thinks I stole them.
Gold nuggets, Mr. Earp.
Well, Mrs. McGill and her family were 49ers. Didn't you tell Mr. Perkins that?
I don't like to talk about it.
Well, you're perfectly safe in cashing them, Mr. Perkins.
Well, if she'd only explained. One moment now. Have the cash for you, Mrs. McGill.
I'll be outside. I'd like to talk to you.
100, 200, and 300.
Thank you kindly. All that bother over a few piddling nuggets.
Well, that's going to start a lot of talk.
Ain't none of these town folks ever seen gold before?
Well, gold coins, but not any dust or nuggets. Oh, by the way, Tobe Lawson said that you took a couple of shots at some of his boys.
One shot. I aimed high. I told them I promised to save water and feed for Hap Dorset, but they started to tear down my fence.
Well, Mrs. McGill, I think that if you...
But didn't you tell me you hauled to California when you was 16?
Yes, I'm on a wagon train.
Yeah, well, us wagon trainers always took our own part.
Well, we had to then. You know, I can remember when my dad named me as the hunter, the whole party. I just about wore myself to a frazzle, stalking after all those buffalo and antelope. One day, I put on a big rebellion. Yes, sir. I told my old man they just have to eat wild turkey and prairie chicken and quail. Those people got so sick of eating it, they started calling me Cluck Cluck. And that shamed me back into hunting buffalo again.
Yeah, and if you'd have found one of those bullwhackers trying to steal meat, wouldn't you have taken a shot at him?
Well, in those times, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, but you see, the law today says that people can't go around shooting other people just for trespassing unless you know for sure they aim to commit a felony. See, Mrs. McGill, times just aren't the same anymore. And I'm sure that Mr. Lawson would have been willing to pay for the food and the water and for the busted fence. Look, if anything like this happens again, you just have Effie come in to see me, huh?
All right. Depending there's time. But there ain't always been time, Mr. Earp. Long before you came to Dodge, I had to stand off hoodlums with a gun.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah, well, Effie will be hitting her 21st birthday tomorrow, and I aim to see Hap Dorset driving in with his first herd of steers. Well, like I told Effie, it's all coming to a head, and my work's almost finished.
Is Mother's job ever finished?
Handling the gold will be.
The gold? You got more of it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, now, you better bring it in here and put it in that bank.
It's safe, Mr. Earp. But I do thank you kindly.
Oh, scandal travels without a wire, swift and hot as a prairie fire. Gossiping, gossiping, gossiping all over town. The busybody's tongue is mightier than the sword, swift and eager to spread the word. Gossiping, gossiping, gossiping all over town.
Maybe it's just a lot of talk, Si.
Yeah. Maybe it ain't.
You better wait for the boss.
Why cut the whole outfit in on it? Just the old woman and her kid to handle. Ain't we men enough to do that?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, they're beautiful. Just scrumptious, Mama. Did you, buy them on credit?
No.
But what with, then?
Never mind, they're paid for. Now, you try your dresses on. I gotta fix that fence.
Marshal Earp was here.
What do you want?
He thinks you've got some gold hidden on the place. And if that's true, he thinks you should put it in the bank.
I'm waiting for Hap Dorset.
Hap? What's he got to do with your money?
More than Wyatt Earp or Bat Masterson have.
Now, Mama, you wouldn't be so foolish as to try to bribe Hap into marrying me. I told you, I'm not going to marry a cattleman. We've had nothing all these years but 50 scraggy acres and this tumble-down old house. Smelly cowhands and bawling steers and drunken hoodlums you had to threaten with a gun.
It's been hard for you. I know that.
And worse for you. Why did you hide the gold? Why didn't you sell this place and move us into town?
The gold has blood on it.
Oh, you mean that Papa and John...
Wasn't their fault. I was the one who wanted to travel west. And then when we'd made our pile and started back, I got a fence that needs mending.
Tell me the rest of it. I want to understand.
When the posse had saved you and me, and when I was well enough, I went back to that ambush. I couldn't even find the graves. The buffalo had stomped the earth flat, killed the grass and the prairie flowers. What do you buy with blood? Pretties like them things? A house in Dodge City on a 2x4 lot? Your Papa and John, they didn't like the mines. They wanted to homestead land in California. Gold, that was my doing. What have you been guarding all these years? The dirt, the water in the well, the pond, the trees, the sky? And a fool of an old woman. And a girl who won't learn from her mama's foolishness.
Howdy, Miss McGill.
Hap Dorset.
I'm a little late getting here.
Well, it's about time. Where are your cattle?
Oh, down the trail a piece. Well, how's it been going, Ma? And how's Effie?
We're all right, but the drought got you, didn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I'm only bringing in about 100 head.
Oh, well, that's better than I expected.
No, Ma.
Oh, some small outfits ain't driving at all this season. You can rest them here and put some weight back on them. I've been holding it for you, Hap.
Well, I knew you'd keep your part of the bargain. But me, well, I can't even pay until I sell the steers.
Hap, don't worry about the pay, but kind of keep the bad news from Effie, huh?
No use, Ma. She can count cattle.
Oh, you can brag you shipped from Wichita or that you sold most of them to a trail buyer, now can't you?
No, ma'am. I never did have any luck lying to women. She'd find me out as quick as you did.
Take a look yonder.
Your mother's got Wyatt awful worried this time. He didn't order me to come out here. He asked me as a personal favor. Wyatt doesn't ask personal favors just for nothing, Effie.
You tell Mr. Earp that it is true what we were talking about, but I can't do a thing with Mama.
You ain't going to get any place with Effie eating humble pie. I tried that. Failures, young girls nowadays don't tolerate them.
Well, I'm all kinds of a fool, and the drought starved me out, so what chance would I have asking her to marry me?
Don't that horse of yours want some water?
He sure does. Water, Patches. Water.
Sure is thirsty.
I better do a patch-up job for you there.
Nope. Haul me up that milk can. I'm going to change my bank.
That ain't real gold.
Yes, sir.
Well, thunderation, Ma, you shouldn't keep it there.
Is that all that interests you?
You should put it in a Wells Fargo bank or someplace.
Hap, I want to lend you some of that right now.
Oh, no.
Look, you can buy some more cattle, build a ranch house. It would all belong to you and Effie. I don't want none of it.
Thanks, Ma. Thanks just the same.
Hap, I know it looks like I'm trying to buy you for Effie, but that ain't the main point.
Well, there sure must be another point. You know I'd marry F tomorrow, and I wouldn't charge you a nickel.
Look at Hap, listen. Wait a minute. Well, ain't you gonna say howdy to an old friend?
My goodness, it is you, Hap Dorset.
Yes'm.
The sun was in my eyes and I couldn't make you out. Why, you look plumb tuckered, Hap. Aren't we going to invite him to supper, Ma?
He's invited.
Well, thanks, but I can't stay.
Why not?
Well, my cattle, Effie, I left them resting up the trail.
But you have cowhands to look after them.
One cowhand. We'll be driving in about midnight if you'll just give me a key to the gate, Ma.
I've got an extra one here.
Thanks. Maybe you'll invite me to breakfast.
Why, of course.
You sure get prettier every time I see you. And, Ma, you changed banks again. Well, bye.
One cowhand. Must have made a big success.
He tried.
Poor Hap.
Don't say that about him. He's been fighting the drought and his range dried up, and there wasn't nothing he could do about it except keep his courage.
All right, Mother. All right. I promised Bat I'd meet him in town. Can I use the rig?
No.
Very well. I can walk.
Oh, forget what I said. You can use the rig. It's already hitched up.
Thanks, Ma.
Well, the girl's out of the way.
What are we going to do about the old lady?
Scaring and talking.
The dog, he might raise a rumpus.
No, he won't. Come on, let's get at it.
Hey, come here.
Boots.
You reckon she's still in the house?
I don't know. Seems kind of strange. Woman sees her own dog shot. Don't come running out or nothing.
Probably scared to death. she ain't here. Let's look around.
The other one's in the parlor, dead. They killed my dog.
Here, let me do that.
You gonna arrest me?
Yep. Those men were Hogan and Lacey. They run with the Billings gang. I've got to keep you in protective custody.
For how long? Hap will be driving his cattle in at midnight.
Billings and his crowd will be here before that, maybe. They're bound to have heard what happened.
I've caused you enough trouble.
You sure have.
Well, why worry with protecting me? If the rest of the outlaws come, let them ransack the place and take what they can find.
That isn't the law, Mrs. McGill. You've been wrong, but the law still has to protect you.
It's in the milk can in the well.
That's your mama's business, not mine.
What?
I'm not thinking about her and her money.
Oh, or me either.
She wouldn't turn in that gold when Wyatt told her to. Then she up and shoots two of Bud Billings' hoodlums. When the rest of them come, we may have a big gunfight on our hands. And all because your dear mama never heard of banks to keep money in.
Well, I thought you'd be willing to make allowances.
Not when folks get Wyatt into a lot of needless trouble.
Wyatt, always Wyatt. So he comes first?
Well, that's my job.
And the important thing is that, well, even though you started for the gold first, you always had the land in your head.
Yeah.
You know, I guess us wagon trainers are all alike. I've always wanted to have a cattle spread of my own.
Wyatt, big cloud of dust on the road out of town. Looks like Billings is on his way.
All right. Mrs. McGill, you and Effie go in the house. Stay strictly out of this. Get those horses in the corral.
Those my men, Hogan and Lacey?
That's right.
Told me back in town some crazy woman bushwhacked them.
You heard wrong, Mr. Billings. They shot her dog and then broke into her house.
That don't sound likely, Earp.
Well, that's what happened. You climb down off that horse and I'll show you where Lacey died in the parlor. I'll show you where the dog's buried, too, if you like.
Why would they do it? Broken down old place like this.
Well, Mr. Billings, they thought there was a lot of gold buried here. Didn't they send you word?
No.
Well, I guess they decided to take it on their own. Well, I've told you the truth. I've said all I'm going to say.
I heard you call a lot of names, Earp. Liar ain't one of them. Reckon Hogan and Lacey got what they deserved.
We'll let the court decide that later.
See you.
Yeah.
I see now. That's the way the new law works. At least when Mr. Earp's around.
Wyatt?
Yeah?
Effie says that gold is in a milk can down the well.
You go haul this stuff up. I'll go ask Mrs. McGill if I can't take it on over to the bank.
Yes, sir.
Here. Mrs. McGill, I'd like your permission to take and put that gold in the bank. Mr. Masterson says he knows where it is.
All right. Might as well take these along.
Yeah, that's a good idea, too. Excuse me for a minute. Miss Effie, Mr. Masterson is one of my best friends, but I can't say that he's good material for a husband yet.
No, he isn't.
I talked kind of mean to your mother, asking you not to add anything to it. It's a tough job getting blood off gold, and what she did all these years, she did for you.
I know that now.
You know, as an old wagon trainer myself, I'd just like to say that Mrs. McGill could captain a wagon train for me anytime, anyplace.
Well, I guess it's North Texas, Mr. Earp.
Saddle up. Take those with you. You know, Effie and Hap are going to need you.
Effie, did she say... You sure?
North Texas, that's what she said. But they're never going to make it without you.
Oh, go on now.
No, I mean it. North Texas is big country. It's a lot more your size than this little farm. When the northern winds start screaming and your grandchildren, they come down with the croup. You be there, Mrs. McGill.
I thank you kindly, old timer.
The West Country, he made law and order prevail, and none can deny it. The legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told. Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Battle of the Little Bighorn in June 1876 was the worst defeat ever suffered by the white man in his long fight with the Indian. The news of this disaster had repercussions in Dodge City and other frontier towns. Custer's bitter critics were a handful of civilians who worked for the Indian Bureau. The hoodlum element had an old score to settle with the Army, for it was the Army which tried to stop them from cheating their Indian wards.
Business as usual, Mr. Tom. Maybe this hick cowtown ain't even heard about the licking Custer took.
Newspapers have been making excuses. Now, you fellas circulate around. Let's get the truth told our way.
Yes, sir. Come on, you men. Let's start with this Long Branch saloon.
Gus, I'm sick and tired of hearing all this gossip about what happened to Custer in Montana. You men weren't there and you don't know what happened. Now, the next time there's any rawhide in the soldiers, I'm going to close every place below the line. You understand that? I'll pass the word.
Shall I take these brave warriors in for packing guns?
No. Because I think they're real anxious to go after Sitting Bull. Now, your name is Johnson. You're a cheap peddler. You work for an Indian agent by the name of Tom Elridge. Is he in town?
At the Dodge Hotel. And you better not be showing...
Elledge is a swindler and a thief. I don't want him spreading lies about brave men. You tell him I said so.
You're messing in something too big for a Cowtown marshal. Mr. Tom make you pull in your horns.
What's behind all this?
Well, there are a lot of Indian agents that don't like the Army. Captain Benteen chased Elledge out of 2 jobs for swindling the Indians. Tried to get him fired.
So Elledge wants to get even with the captain, huh? How do you think he's going to do that?
Well, maybe Elledge will tell me. You take that on back to the office and ask the other deputies to start a patrol. Captain Benteen has been a good friend of ours.
Why don't we run Elledge out of town?
No, not yet. Johnson's too cocky. I'll go have a little session with Mr. Elledge.
And with the public sore at the Army over the Custer massacre, now's the time to hit hard. I've already got 6 survivors from Major Reno's command ready to testify. They're being held outside of town and under guard. There'll be 2 Indians, a Mr. Cousin and a Mr. Brother, coming into town.
What makes you think 2 Indians will come into town at a time like this?
Because I sent them a message, supposedly from their good friend Wyatt Earp. I watched the North Trace, and remember, I want them alive. We get double that when you bring them in. Who is it?
Marshal Earp.
Oh, just a moment. Oh, come in, Marshal.
Mr. Elledge?
That's right.
I just disarmed some of your men. They were picking a fight with a couple of soldiers. Now, maybe you can tell me why.
It's only natural, isn't it?
Why?
Sit down. We resent Custer's failure. It'll make the work of the Indian Bureau twice as hard. We warned the Army.
And the Army warned you. Captain Benteen told me before the 7th moved to Fort Lincoln that he was going to file criminal charges against you for what you did to the Indians.
He said that? By the time the Court of Inquiry gets through with Benteen, I don't think he'll be in any position to make trouble for me.
I get it now. You're short in this town, Mr. Elledge. Now you get a hold of your men and move out, you understand?
So, that's the way you help a friend in serious trouble.
Captain Benteen?
My men have picked up deserters from Major Reno's command, and they're ready to charge Benteen and Reno with disobeying orders, stupidity, cowardice. I can break your friend. Get him kicked out of the Army.
Well, I wouldn't want to see my friend get kicked out of the Army. I usually don't make deals, Mr. Elledge. You've probably heard that.
But in case somebody else holds the trump card, you might, eh?
What's your deal?
My men are looking for 2 Cheyenne, a Mr. Cousin and a Mr. Brother.
Yeah, I know him.
They weren't in the fight, but they know Two Moon and Brave Bear.
So?
It's important to have testimony from the Indian side. Now, we can pick up Cousin and Brother, but getting them to talk is something else again. Can you help us?
I might if it would help Captain Benteen.
He's small fry. We're after Sherman and Sheridan. We're going to prove to Congress that the Army mismanaged the whole campaign. Now, you help us do that, and it'll change things for Benteen.
All right. When you bring in Mr. Cousin and Mr. Brother, I'll talk to them. But your men should be real gentle.
Oh, I don't antagonize witnesses, Mr. Earp.
You be sure of that. Because for every mark on them, I'm going to put 2 marks on you.
I just set the patrol, Wyatt. Did you talk to Elledge?
Yeah, just now. He thinks I'm on his side. That's the way we've got to play it. You go find Johnson. I want to talk to him.
Johnson?
That's right away. Don't let him see you. Just come tell me where he is. I'll be over in the office.
Thank you, sir. I'll win again.
Mr. Johnson, I'd like to have a little talk with you. Alone. I just had a nice little talk with your boss. You know, I was wrong about him. I don't like you. I think you know that. But as an officer of the law, I do an awful lot of business with people I don't like. I find that Mr. Elledge is on a special assignment. Just so happens I agree with his views. He told me about the soldiers, about the witnesses.
You mean the men
That's
from...
right. Major Reno's battalion. He told me that you knew where to find him, that I should ask you.
That means we're all working together?
That's right.
Good.
I'll send Mr. Masterson over. You can give him the information.
Marshal Earp, I'm Mrs. Benteen.
Well, howdy, man. Howdy, Captain. I used to know the captain.
He's angry because I made him come to see you. Where can we talk?
Take the side street to the back door of the jail. I'll join you there.
Get up. And everyone knows that Fred was the hero of that fight. He saved Major Reno from being wiped out. But just because he technically disobeyed an order, he wants to sulk in his tent and let them court-martial him. Do you think that's sensible on his part?
No, ma'am.
I did disobey the order. I've got to tell him so.
But you saved Reno. You couldn't have saved General Custer even if you tried to join him.
The court will blame me.
Oh, but...
Excuse me, ma'am. I've read the papers, and they tell it that Custer attacked 5,000 Indians with only 600 men. Isn't that the main reason you got beaten, Captain?
Well, yes.
They were all too brave. But the public doesn't think about that. They want some officers to punish.
Reno and me.
Not you. The only one that's after you is that crook Tom Elledge. He's with the Indian Bureau. Fred caught him selling supplies that had been bought for the Cheyennes and tried to get him fired.
Now, really...
Wait. Let me tell Mr. Earp the rest of it. Elledge is supposed to be right here in Dodge City.
Yes, he is here. I'm glad you both came.
You see, I knew Mr. Earp could help us.
I don't see how.
Well, the captain's tired, ma'am. He isn't thinking straight. That was a real good fight you put up on Reno Hill, sir.
I should have let Reno save himself and gone down the valley to help Custer.
All right, sir. All right. Mrs. Benteen, I'll take you on over to the Kansas Hotel, but I think you ought to register under a different name. I'm going to ask the captain to stay here in my office for a few hours. Elledge is busy collecting eyewitnesses, and I'll be busy recollecting them. I consider it a personal favor if you'd stay here.
All right. Go ahead. You and the missus. I guess I saw too many Indians.
Rush him? No. Just try and knock him off the horse. Aim carefully. Don't kill him.
You're not going to turn them loose so they can ride on a Dodge, are you?
I need doctoring.
Well, they'll squawk to Elledge.
I can't help that. We'll get the soldiers before Elledge can take a hand. Now, get on your horses. Come on.
All right, now get out of here.
How come you started down this way, Mr. Cousin?
Indian Nation says you want to make talk with us.
Yeah, well, I do, but first we got to pick up some soldiers. Got any objection to helping the 7th Cavalry?
Yeah, hey, long night, 7th Cavalry.
No.
We help. They are brave men.
Good.
Better get started. We still got 10 miles to that camp.
Yeah. Go get the rest of the horses.
Boy, there's a campfire. We're getting pretty close.
All right, let's take them on foot. Tie up the horses over there. Elledge said he was holding 6 soldiers. He can't have more than half a dozen guards out here. I'll go in from 4 sides. Take the guards, but don't shoot unless you have to. All right, let's go.
Hold it! Who are you?
Don't shoot him, Mr. Masterson! Drop those guns!
Come on. All right, tie him up. Take their sidearms. Go pick up that man I wounded by the tree. Bring him in. All the other guards accounted for?
Yeah, we each got 1.
Good. They won't be standing guard over any other camp. All right, walk these men over there and sit them down.
Nay, nay.
I'm Wyatt Earp, United States Marshal.
That's so.
You Sergeant Malloy, D Troop, Major Reno's battalion?
I'm John Smith. He's Joe Smith. We're all named Smith.
You're a bunch of stragglers. You could be charged with desertion. But that's going to be up to Captain Benteen.
Captain Benteen of H Troop? He's dead.
No, he isn't.
You sure?
Yep.
Why, that bullet-eating old buzzard. Benteen made it. Last time we saw him, he was on the hill yelling orders at Major Reno.
Where were you men?
We wasn't running, mister. About 1,000 Sioux had us pinned down in the bushes by the river. Show him what they gave us to fight with.
Watch it.
It's not loaded. An old Springfield with a cartridge extractor is busted. You got a good Winchester. 500 of them, and it might have been different.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it might have been. But I haven't got time to refight the battle with you, Sergeant. I just want to know why you made a deal with a crook like Elledge.
And we knew it was the worst messed up battle any soldiers ever had to try and live through. So when Crazy Horse and about 5,000 Indians made their march past the hill, what was the use of staying? We were whipped to a frazzle.
So you retreated south, huh?
I'm tired of lying, mister. We run south. The fight was over, and none of us knew what to do about it.
And how did Elledge find you?
You won't believe this, but we just run onto him on the trail in Nebraska. He was out hunting for troopers like us.
So he offered you money and political influence so you wouldn't be charged with desertion, huh? What were you supposed to do in return?
Well...
You better tell me, Sergeant.
Well, we were supposed to swear an oath, blaming it all on the officers.
Especially Captain Benteen?
Oh, yes, sir.
And how do you feel about that now, Sergeant?
Like a skunk. Captain Benteen was the best officer on the field.
He's probably got the soldiers, too. That drunken fool Johnson. Have the rest of my traders come in yet?
About 20 of them, Mr. Tom.
Stay here. I'll round them up myself.
And Elledge is waiting for the Indian Bureau Commissioner. But I've got all the witnesses he was going to use against you. And technically, Sergeant Malloy and his men are deserters, but the truth is that Elledge was holding them against their will and was trying to bribe them into lying about you. Well, it's up to you now, Captain.
Well, Fred,
Yes, my dear?
all you have to do is take those men to Fort Dodge. They'll tell the truth. Well, don't you see?
Reno's men. I can imagine what they'll say.
Oh, Mr. Earp, you're his friend. A wonderful friend. Can't you?
Excuse me. Sergeant Malloy, come on in here, will you, please?
Sergeant Malloy, D Troop, sir. I'm glad to see you alive, Captain. If it hadn't been for you, the rest of the boys and me wouldn't have made it.
I disobeyed an order, Sergeant.
Well, who didn't, sir? With 5,000 Sioux and Cheyenne overrunning us? What was an order?
Mr. Cousin? Captain Benteen, this is my friend, Mr. Cousin. He talked to several chiefs after the fight. Mr. Cousin, did Two Moon or Brave Bear think there was any way of reinforcing General Custer?
No. The Sioux would have killed all soldiers crossing Valley. Gall and Rain and Face had General Custer surrounded.
He's right, Captain.
The white soldier, brave and proud. Indian proud also. But in war, no chief take blame for defeat. All Indian people take blame.
We're all to blame, Captain.
Yes, all of us. Cheap politicians scattering the army in dozens of little forts. Bad food, poor guns.
Now. Sergeant Malloy.
Yes, sir.
You and your men have reported to me at the earliest possible date.
Thank you very much, sir.
We will ride to Fort Dodge. I've already filed my report, but you and your men will be asked to make written statements. If you're required to mention me, I shall expect you to refer to me as a bad-tempered old buzzard. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
You checking the arsenal, Wyatt?
You're forgetting Mr. Elledge. He can't afford to let Malloy get to the fort.
You think he'd try to stop us?
Well, one of my deputies says he left Dodge with a bunch of white traders, and you know what that means.
Not more fighting.
Well, this may be the last battle, man. You know, I think one of the main reasons we take such a licking is that we spend too much time fighting among ourselves.
Elledge and his men in there.
I think they see you. Expect you to go after him.
Well, Captain, what do you think?
Well, I can't take soldiers into a fight with civilians. But if a fight starts, we can always ride to the rescue.
All right, we'll start it, and you can rescue us.
When the shooting starts, we'll come in from the right and the left.
Fine.
What about Benteen and the soldiers?
They'll all come in, Mr. Tom. And they'll all get what Custer got.
Can't hold out here. You sure the captain's men ain't gun shy?
I don't know.
Shall we shoot?
No, wait.
Now?
Now.
Fire!
gun and keep firing!
Ah, these good old Winchesters.
That's what Ellie, ain't it?
Halt! Surrender! Drop your weapons! Bring him down here, men! Sergeant Malloy.
Yes, sir.
Didn't I see you and Mike shooting at 2 horsemen on the ridge?
Yes, sir.
Where are they now?
They're casualties, sir. Man by the name of Elledge and a pal of his.
Wounded?
Dead, sir.
Well, I wonder how the government will take the news. Well, bring in the bodies.
We'll take care of that, Captain. Mr. Masterson and I killed Elledge in line of duty.
I fired the fatal shot, sir.
Thank you. Prepare to mount. Tell Mrs. Benteen that we'll probably be put under arrest at the fort.
I don't think so, Captain. If anybody comes out of that court of inquiry with honor, you'll be the man.
You deserve a better friend, Wyatt. Troop forward! March!
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told.
As a member of the United States Army, Sergeant Craig will stand court-martial. I demand to be released in my custody as my prisoner.
He murdered a civilian within the city limits of Dodge. The law says it's my duty to hold him.
Well, then, Marshal, I'll take him by force.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien. Wyatt Earp rode into Dodge City one bright May morning in 1876 and was chief marshal by noon. 1 month later, General Custer rode in proud defiance to his death on the Little Bighorn. That same year saw the close of a long and bloody campaign that drove the Plains Indian from the Dakotas, from his last hunting ground and his way of life. Battle-weary troops were moved east and south to regroup and recover. Among them were men whose memories were scarred by too much cruelty and killing. For these men, violence became their way of life.
Private Crenshaw?
Sergeant Craig, sir.
Yeah. I wanted tobacco. Give me some tobacco.
Darned if I ain't fresh out myself.
Aha. General store and emporium. Follow me, Private Crenshaw, and we will go a fortitude.
Fly o'er the merry-o, a fortune we will go.
Today we have a sale on blankets, but you perhaps know more about these than I do.
Oh, I'll be with you in a minute, gentlemen.
I'm Sergeant Craig, mister. Old Indian fighter from way back. Only time you ever find Sergeant Craig waiting on an Indian is when he's got a rifle in his hands. Now, give me some chew in the back.
All I have is Union Twist.
So, what's the difference? It's chew tobacco, ain't it? Hey, Private Crenshaw?
If Union Twist is good enough for the Union, it's good enough for a couple Union soldiers. Right, Sarge?
Hooray! Well, pay the man, Private Crenshaw.
Sergeant, I ain't a chawing man.
Hey,
Yes. All present and pay for Sergeant Craig, sir. Come on, Sergeant.
Directly. Appears to me he's a pretty good-looking squaw. For a squaw, pretty enough almost to kiss, ain't she?
Please, Sergeant, let's not have any trouble.
No.
Come on, Sergeant. We got guard duty.
Leave us alone, soldier. We don't make trouble.
That's right, Ensign. You don't make no trouble at all.
No.
Come on, Sergeant. Let it go.
All right, a couple of you help the doc take him over to the coroner's office.
You know, it's times like this, Marshal, that makes me think maybe I should have stayed in Cincinnati.
Well, the important thing, Mr. Whittle, is will you make positive identification?
I certainly will, sir.
Good. Will you come down to the office and sign a statement?
Well, be glad to. It's high time something was done about that, Sergeant. He's done nothing ever since he's been here but give us one scare after another. I don't know why you haven't arrested him before this.
He's a soldier, Mr. Whittle. He and his company have spent better than 6 months in the Black Hills, fighting the greatest alliance of Indians in frontier history.
I know. I should think he'd have his fill of fighting.
Most of them have. Most of them are no trouble at all. Some are like Sergeant Craig. Well, something happens to them. They get crazy like. Oh, they've seen things that a man like you couldn't even dream of. It's kind of hard to explain.
It seems to me that you're trying to make excuses for a murderer, Marshal.
Not for a murderer, Mr. Whittle. But maybe I'm trying to make excuses for a professional soldier.
Coroner's making out the death certificate.
How's this squaw?
I sent for his relatives. She'll stay with him till they fetch him.
You're on duty tonight, aren't you?
Yeah.
Good. I want to ride out to the fort and pick up the sergeant.
On what charges?
Murder. What else?
What? You think we have a case? You know the accused is a soldier. I never heard of a soldier being charged with killing an Indian.
The eyewitness, Mr. Whittle, it says it was a plain case of murder. Anyway, it's not up to me to try the accused, but it is up to me to bring him in.
I don't know, Marshal. I hope that I'm doing the right thing.
I'm sure you are, Lieutenant. Civil law takes precedence in a civil crime. You have no problem.
You don't know Captain Brooke. I'm afraid he'll hold a different view.
Why should he? The law's the law, isn't it?
But, Marshal, this is an Indian. Indians aren't citizens. And the law isn't too clear on this point. And a man like Captain Brooke, well,
Look, Lieutenant, if you have any worries, forget it. I'll take full responsibility.
Come in.
You sent for me, sir?
Sergeant Craig, this is Marshal Earp of Dodge City. He has a warrant for your arrest, claims you killed an Indian.
Self-defense, Marshal. The redskin pulled a knife.
According to the owner of the store where it happened, the Indian was trying to get away when you shot him in the back.
Well, I've got a witness myself. Private Crenshaw was with me, Lieutenant. He'll have a different story.
You'll get a chance to tell it, Sergeant. You'll get a fair trial.
I'm to go on trial for gunning an Indian? What the U.S. government pays me to do?
There's a difference, soldier. This Indian happened to be a Cherokee, third generation civilized.
Cherokee, Comanche, Sioux, what's the difference? They're all the same.
I don't intend to try your case, Sergeant. Just put you under arrest. I'll give the lieutenant your handgun and let's go.
Give me the revolver, Craig.
Are you going to let him get away with this, Lieutenant?
I have no authority to prevent it. Now give me that revolver.
All right, sir. When the captain comes back, you better have a different story.
It'll be on the morning report.
I wouldn't wait that long if I was you, sir. It's going to be bad enough you let a civilian run it over one of his boys.
That'll be enough from you, Craig. Now get out of here.
Thank you, sir.
Who's in charge here?
I am, sir.
You Wyatt Earp?
Yes, Captain.
I've come for Sergeant Craig. I'll ask you to be so kind as to release him into my custody.
You Captain Brooke?
That's right.
Well, didn't Lieutenant Meade explain to you about him?
Lieutenant Meade is fresh from the parade grounds of Washington, sir. He's got a great deal to learn about military practice on the frontier.
Such as?
Such as the Army's right to discipline its own men.
Well, Captain, if the sergeant had killed another soldier out in the territory someplace, you'd have claim to him, but he didn't. No, he killed a civilian right here in this town. That places him right in the hands of the local law.
Come, Mr. Earp, you can't be serious. Since when is it a crime to kill an Indian? In self-defense.
Well, I don't intend to debate the case with you, Captain. He's my prisoner by order of civil law. I'm going to keep him. Good day, sir.
I thought he was going to bust. I bet we haven't seen the last of him yet.
You've got a real safe bet there, mister. Time he gets back, he'll have a full head of steam, and then you'll really see him bust.
Hey, I don't see Whittle's statement here. Hasn't he brought it in yet?
No, not yet. When I stopped around this morning, he said he hadn't had time to get to it. He wants to get it right.
Meade! Lieutenant Meade!
Begging your pardon, sir, Lieutenant Meade is not here. He left this morning.
Where's he gone?
You didn't say, sir.
There was another soldier with Sergeant Craig last evening when he had that altercation with the Indian. Who was he?
I believe it was Private Crenshaw, sir.
Tell him I want to see him.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to be afraid of me, Crenshaw. Long as my men are loyal to me, I'm loyal to them. You understand, Trooper?
Yes, sir.
You ever hear the phrase esprit de corps?
Yes, sir.
Know what it means?
Well, I think so, sir.
It's what this company has, Crenshaw. We've fought together, been beaten together, and we've won together. Now, that means something, doesn't it, son?
Yes, sir.
Have a drink.
No, thanks, sir.
Have a drink.
Yes, sir. I think I will.
Now then, Crenshaw. You say that this Indian pulled a knife and attacked the sergeant.
No, sir, he didn't pull the knife.
Don't hedge, soldier. It's my understanding that this Indian had a knife.
That he did, sir.
Well, then, am I correct in assuming that he was reaching for this knife when the sergeant, in order to protect himself, grappled?
Well, I guess... I mean, I'm sure that's the way it happens. So you see, I wasn't exactly watching at the time.
Now then, how many people were in the store at the time?
Besides the sergeant and me, I guess just the Indian and his squaw.
And the proprietor, of course.
Yes, sir.
Well, the squaw wouldn't count much in court. You wouldn't count much either, being an army man and somewhat prejudiced. So that bull-headed marshal has only one man on which to rest his case, hasn't he? That's storekeeper.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. May I help you?
You may, sir. You most definitely may. It concerns the altercation which took place here yesterday between one of my men and an Indian.
Yes.
Other than Private Crenshaw here, I understand you are the only witness, discounting the squaw, of course.
That's quite true, Captain. As a matter of fact, I was just writing out a statement for the marshal. He asked me to set things down just as they happened.
I'm afraid the marshal is leading you down the garden path, Mr. Whittle, when he asks you to take a stand against the brave fighting men of your country. Particularly when these fighting men are engaged in mortal combat with a savage enemy. With those self-same Indians, sir, whom you so obviously wish to give aid and comfort to. I dare say, sir, you have no concept of the enormity of this incident.
Mr. Whittle bring in a statement yet?
No.
Sergeant's on trial docket for 11 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I know. Harris is prosecuting. He's going to stop by here later this afternoon for depositions.
Well, then Whittle better not wait to bring in that statement. He better come here in person. I better go tell him.
I've been giving this quite a bit of thought since last evening, Marshal, and to be perfectly honest, I can't rightly say that it was entirely the sergeant's fault.
Look, the last time I talked to you, Mr. Whittle, you were yelling for that sergeant's blood. Now, who changed your mind?
Well, I was angry. Now I've had a chance to think things over and cool off. I just can't honestly...
Was Captain Brooke in here to see you?
All right, so he was here.
Did he threaten you?
Of course not. The captain happens to be a gentleman.
I'm not asking for a character reference to Captain Brooke. I'm just asking for a little character from you.
Now, I'm a tax-paying citizen, Marshal, and I'll ask you to watch your tone of voice.
Forget it. When this case blows up in court tomorrow, mister, I just hope you turn out to be a better judge of character than I've been.
Take position to guard this office.
No one passes.
I'm Marshal Earp.
Sorry, sir.
I don't care what your orders are, Deputy. I'm giving you just 3 seconds. Oh, good evening, Marshal. I've come for my prisoner.
You come to take him by force, Captain?
If necessary, yes.
Well, then I think you'd better first put the whole town under martial law.
You don't happen to have a legal leg to stand on.
Yeah, I know. I just saw Mr. Whittle.
Then be sensible. Give me the prisoner.
No.
Look here, Earp. You couldn't even get the sergeant convicted on manslaughter without a witness, and you know it.
My job is to take him to trial, and to trial he goes. Now, you get out of here. Hold it, Hal.
Crenshaw, get in here. Keep these two covered. You, deputy, get in there and open that cell up. Let the prisoner out.
Go ahead, Al. Give him all the rope he wants.
Outside, Sergeant. Hurry.
Just let me get my gun, Captain, sir.
Hurry, Sergeant, use my horse! Sergeant, turn your ass, shoot!
You take that gun and get out of here. You're wrecking my store.
Shut up back there!
Fire, you idiots! Don't just stand there. Shoot him down! Fire, I said! Shoot him, you cowards! Shoot him!
I've done my best to avoid bloodshed. But if that's what you want, let's have it now.
I ordered you to fire! I order you to shoot this man. I'll make you wish you were never born. I got him, Sergeant! Hey. I got him! Marshal! Hey, Marshal, come on! I got him! Come in, Marshal, hurry up!
Kick that gun over here.
Hey, Marshal, if you'll give me one more chance to reconsider, I'll be glad to testify against this ruffian.
Thank you, Mr. Whittle.
I'll remember you for this, mister.
You sure will, Sergeant. You sure will.
Come on, move out.
Whatever happened to you, Captain?
Take the prisoner inside.
You can put up that gun, Mr. Earp. There'll be no more trouble. The Colonel's apologies and mine. Captain hasn't been himself for some time now, so I took the liberty of sending for aid last week. The Colonel arrived as soon as he could. Mr. Earp, Colonel Grayson.
Marshal?
How do you do, sir?
Stay with Captain Brooke, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
I don't ask you to understand, Mr. Earp, but I want you to know the Army will pay for all damages and make any necessary restitution.
Thank you, sir. And what about the prisoner?
The sergeant falls entirely under civil jurisdiction, of course. Lieutenant Meade explained everything to me. I only wish I could explain Captain Brooks' case to you as easily. All I can say is he's been in the Indian fights too long, and he's not himself. He'll be sent east and his case reviewed.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, sir, the incident never happened.
Thank you, sir.
Troop, turn him out. Out. Forward rank out of 2, yeah!
What a day. You think it was worth it?
Hell, any time the sun sets on law and order, it's worth it.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told.
তোমাকে 15 লাখ টাকাই দিতে হবে। তুমি যদি দিতে না পারো তোমার বাবাকে কল দাও। তোমার যত জমি জিরাত বাড়িতে যা যা আছে এগুলো বেচা হইলেও তোমরা আমাদের টাকা পাই পাই করে শোধ করবা।
একটা ব্যাপার কি খেয়াল করছো? শহরে কিন্তু দুইটা রূপ, রাতের এক রূপ, দিনের আর এক।
বেঁধেছি ঘর হৃদয়ের পর, গাঢ় সবুজ ওই গহীন বনে।
আরে ব্রো, সবসময় চিল থাকতে হবে, কিচ্ছু মাথায় নেওয়া যাবে না।
ভালোবাসা হচ্ছে একজন আরেকজনের উপর ভরসা করে, একজন একজনের হাতের উপর হাত রেখে এই জীবনটা কাটিয়ে দেয়। কিছু মানুষ এই রাত জেগে থাকে আর টাকার বিনিময়ে সুখ খুঁজে।
বসুন।
এখন তো সিরিয়াস হওয়া উচিত, তাই না? আমি তো কোথাও যাচ্ছি না পার্টি করতে। তুমি কেন যাচ্ছ? কেন বন্ধ করতে পারতেছো না বলো তো? কার যে কোথায় সুখ সেটা তার প্রিয় মানুষটাও কখনো জানতে পারে না।
পাশাপাশি তবু যাচ্ছি বিপরীতে, কাছাকাছি তবু যাচ্ছি বহু দূরে।
হাই, ইউ লুক গুড।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thì 400 à? 400. Để kiếm thêm năng lượng này. Somos 700 rồi, rebuff được một lần nữa. Ok. Bây giờ sẽ rebuff thêm 10 anh quay qua kia anh binh. Sẽ là bố của qua kia. Yes. Thua hoài à? Không cội thắng à? Át một thực sự là khó đấy. Sẽ lấy một cái đồ ánh sáng đi. Sẽ là cái cung xanh ánh sáng đi. Hai cái giảm nhiêu hai bên nhỉ? Thôi cái thầy đang kéo một cái vùng đồ. Đấy. Rồi 25 chắc là nốt nào nữa thì lên 8 vậy. Lại là cái thằng Zurich này. Sao nó vẫn lên được con ấy bài như là con Zurich bài ở đâu dài. Rồi nó con Nautilus nữa. Mình cầm tận 4 con Nautilus rồi chúng nó vẫn còn à. Ê sao ý làm mày không ba. Được, thua không? Thua à. Ok. Rồi đi rồi. Tốc mấy đây? Chưa đi. Sắp đi. Anh đi xa rồi anh không lái xe nữa. Anh đắp mộ rồi. Không thể nào rai khát được. Khóc. U Linh à. Em phải cút. Cút đi. Đây đi cho đỡ bị bắn vào đầu. Cày tê tại bị bắn cặp tự. Kéo ra xử ra. Ui rồi ôi, cặp không may mắn cô ba nhưng mà ít tiền không sao, ít tiền. Tích xong rồi bao nhiêu máu, có 5.000 máu rồi sao, chắc thế. Bế mày, đối kia ông chết à, đối kia xét bế không được, không thiếu mấy cái cùng đao, chậm quá. Đây đừng người nó vả, rồi nó vả trước à. Mày tí thua, đi chợ nhà xem một cái cung đi, nhà một cái cung đi. Anh cũng sắp không đi rồi, anh sẽ được đi chợ trước. Ai à?
তুমি যদি মরে যাও আমি তোমাকেই বিয়ে করব। দেখো বিয়ে এত সোজা না।
5টা কমিশন।
কয়টা? 5টা। আমি জেডি সাফায়েত রমরাজন। স্যার এটা তো ভোটার আইডি কার্ড স্যার।
বাড়িতেই করবেন নাকি হোটেলে?
না আপনি যেমনটা ভাবছেন বিষয়টা তা না। ভাই আপনি তো করবেন।
তোমাকে দিয়ে হবে না, আমি জানতাম। শুধু সময় নষ্ট করো না।
ভাই আপনি তো অনন্ত দলিল না যে অসম্ভবকে সম্ভব করে আপনার কাজ। জিমি
কি হচ্ছে?
আচ্ছা
মুরগের একদম বইরা দিমু যাচ্ছে সব বাইট কর।
শর্ত দিয়ে বিয়ে
ভাই যে বয়সে মানুষ গার্লফ্রেন্ডের কামড় খায় সে বয়সে আপনি কুত্তার কামড় খেয়ে হাসপাতালে ভর্তি হয়েছেন।
May mắn rồi nên điện từ bao nhiêu quay được người thôi, phải có may mắn cơ mới thích lâu mình gọi là khỏe phết đùa. Không có Guardian carry mà vẫn hold Guardian à? Thực sự là cầu nguyện không vậy? Thực sự là cầu nguyện ra Guardian không? Cái thằng lái xe này, lái xe bay rồi, xe bay nhưng mà vẫn cần bánh. Sự nhót không? Nhót đó, mày nhót không? Ui Galio rồi, what the hell. Ui nói ở kia thì không có tầm. Đưa gai rồi, để gai đồ ngoài. Chưa cần lắm. Cũng xịn đấy, nhưng mà thiếu xay lát, nhận được xay lát nữa là xong. Perfect tiếp à? Thêm nữa không? One more. Ê, 135 xuống 126 nhỉ? Reset. One more này. One more. One ai không được. One more. Không one more à? Quả đấy, đây, để one more. Two more. One more. Hai si ba si kia. Nope. Mày bay 54 à? Thực sự là 5 củ ấy, nên là 50%. Quay đều. Cái gì đấy? Không skip được, quên mất. Có thể về qua kia thì bay thì kiếm tiền rebirth. Quá mạnh. Ra một tuổi mà rồi lên go 4, cứ chỉ go 4 cho tôi vậy, chôn tôi à? Vẫn thắng à? Sửa bay tỷ vong. Anh ác quỷ rồi, hóa ác quỷ rồi. Từ ngày em đi anh hóa thành ác quỷ. Ride a Car Simulator. 22 củ à? Anh sẽ bay được tầm 400 củ, 450 thì mới lên cấp tiếp theo được. Sửa binh chi linh ấy. Nhanh mà nhẹn, bay nhanh đét, tốc độ sửa vua. Tốc độ sửa vua ấy, tốc độ sửa một đẳng cấp Pro VIP. Chuẩn không vậy? Thắng là không vậy? Rồi, còn mỗi con cho gát sẽ làm chi? Còn mỗi cho gát làm chi? Cho gát 2 mũ thích nghi à? Làm chi? Ui, thổi đau phết, đùa. Ê, nó thắng được cái cút đấy. Ê, nó thổi chết Zone này. Không chết được. Có 2 cái mũ kia đéo chết được. 2 mũ đấy chỉ là kích thêm sát thương phép. Xong rồi. Quả chém mới là của mình rồi. Chắn luôn. Đi chợ 100 máu bốc lửa. Đồ Zone này. Zone cái cục đấy sự xịn lắm. Ban lan chắn à. Đồ cổ này. 15% hút báo chủ sở đồng minh được đấy. Cái mất lắc rồi. Còn những cục kia, còn cục vàng. Lấy một cục vàng đi. Rồi, trở lại cái này. Ha, sorry. Mày bay cao. Một lần bay được tầm 40 triệu.
আপনি কিন্তু দেখতে যথেষ্ট সুন্দরী একজন মানুষ। দেখতে বেশ রোমান্টিক। যেন শেক্সপিয়ারের নাটকের কোনো নায়িকার মতো। ভেবেছিলাম, কিন্তু আপনি তো পুরোটাই মর্মান্তিক। যে কোনো মানুষ আপনাকে দেখে মর্মাহত হতে পারে।
আমার হালকা হতে 1 মাস সময় লেগেছে।
আপনার 1 মাস সময় লাগে? আমার হালকা হতে তো 1 মিনিট লাগে।
আমার কাছে মনে হয় জীবন সঙ্গী এমন হওয়া উচিত যার সাথে আপনি প্রতিটা মুহূর্ত উপভোগ করতে পারবেন, সারাক্ষণ খুনসুটিতে মেতে থাকতে পারবেন এবং তার মনে এমনভাবে বসবাস করবেন যে আপনার দিকে সে একটাবার তাকালেই বলে দিতে পারবে যে তার বেঁচে থাকার কারণই আপনি।
পথে চলতে চলতে, কথা বলতে বলতে, কখন যেন হলে আমার।
জানি গল্পে গল্পে মিশে অল্পে অল্পে আমিও হয়ে গেছি তোমার।
ছোট 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 ভুল ফুটে হলো ফুল যে তোমাকে পেলাম
গুটি গুটি পাই স্বপ্নের নাই আমি ভেসে গেলাম।
আপনি কি মনে করেছেন একজন মানুষ আমার জীবন থেকে চলে গিয়েছে এবং আপনি সেই সুযোগটা কাজে লাগিয়ে আপনার ফিলিংস গুলো আমার কাছে এক্সপ্রেস করবেন আর আমি সেটা হ্যাপিলি অ্যাকসেপ্ট করে নিব? এই হচ্ছে আপনার বন্ধুত্বের নমুনা?
রোদের পাখি তোর শহরে আমার মনের স্বপ্ন ঘিরে ওরে পাখি ওরে সারাক্ষণ তোর শহরে বৃষ্টি হলে ভিজে আমার মন।
Một video 1 ngày 5 tháng 7 2024 bên Cheyenne. Let's go boy. Mày bay tiếp cho các em xem nhé. Ok, để tự lại. Anh sẽ khiển một chút. Mày sẽ kiếm 50 củ để 50 củ để rồi tiếp lên chiến sĩ nhất. Ê, nếu lái được thẳng quá chôn quá, lái thẳng rồi. Chi xong rồi phải không? Mày hù tỏ đùa, mày đùa thôi, thầy kệ cho mày tự đi. Chuyển trước tăng trưởng mày. Xa sửa binh nhé. Ok, thật ra được 3 cùng 47 chỉ không? Cộng 3,17 nhân trừ 20%. Rồi tầm chơi được 20%. Đây là nạp chút năng lượng chung qua bản thân thân. Đây chỉ lên 127 triệu của mình. 127 triệu quét à? Đây chơi lên ở đây đuổi 2 cái màu vàng rồi xong 7 kéo vậy. Sao? Nộp. Trời giảm đất. Tiếp thằng này quỷ à? Ác quỷ vô ba đùa tao cái này nó là quỷ rồi dọc rồi chết rồi đi kìa 2 phút rồi 2 phút hơn của pháo mày cộng 10 cho thầy. Đùa tao rồi đấy ngã chéo mà thêm không được 26 lá rồi.
ভালোবাসা সুন্দর, ভালোবাসাও সুন্দর। মানুষ নিজের অজান্তেই ভালোবেসে ফেলে।
আমার মনে হয় কি জানেন, আপনার মতো জানাশোনা কাউকে না আমার বিয়ে করা উচিত।
এটা কি উপলক্ষে?
ম্যাডাম ফুলটা গ্রহণ করুন, তারপরে বলতেছি।
ভোটার আইডি কার্ডে যার স্বাক্ষরের জায়গায় টিপসই দেয় এখানে কেউ ডাক্তার।
এই দুইজনের মধ্যে যে আগে ম্যাডামের মন জয় করতে পারবে ম্যাডাম তার।
একদিন না দেখলে তোমায় বন্ধু আন্ধার লাগে সব, তোমার এই প্রেমে এমনই টান।
রোগীদের তো ডক্টরের কাছে আসলে ব্যথা কমে যায়, আপনি তো উল্টো হলো কেন? আপনি কি একটু উল্টা?
তোমায় ছাড়িয়া যাব মন বলিয়া
আমার মনে হয় আমার সমস্যা কপালে, ম্যাডাম আমার কপালে নেই, আমার কপালে আছে দাগ।
Rưỡi rồi Quang, đi học từ 5:30 bắt xe buýt ở bến xe Mỹ Đình, đi học từ 5:30 sao? Bắt là phải tách ra quên mất. Độc hành mà sửa bình bình hay đúng ngõi đấy. Xong có độc hành nó xếp thế làm gì? Ra nhặt nhặt. Yes. Cái gì vô? Baran à? Baran là vô? Cái gì? Cả nhau một broccoli. Ai à, khỏi quá đi. Anh đã A rồi đấy. Anh master lên A rồi. Tôi thường muốn vàng, mua con A, Ani, em vừa ở đâu đấy rồi. Giàu nữa. Nhưng mà Hoàng Minh con lại yêu em vào đấy đâu. Đừng. Brooklyn. Bảy. Bảy cứ game. Ê Dương ơi. Tao lấy tướng không? Tao chạy ngang qua tướng ấy. Đến nó trước mà còn cái chạy dọc xuống mà sao tao vẫn lấy được chứ? Chơi bố à? Game chôn à? Chơi bố. Cái gì vậy? Đúng rồi, sao mà mày đi rồi, mày đi. Ông ông còn ai? Thằng Lào à? Thằng Lào Vũ. Chơi gái à? Rồi Việt Nam ấy nhở, nếu được phép mà vẫn thay trường chương 10 đánh bài Zana ảo nếu chịu được. Zana lắc ảo lắm vua. Ông Quang phải bại của Hoàng Nam Tiến đúng không? Nghe công nghệ không, học kinh doanh. Nghe chôn lắm. Trời ơi, broccoli ơi, chuẩn đấy, sự chuẩn đấy. Bài dân Nam bị ngu à? Ê Dương ơi, bài dân Nam lắc. Tao tay yếu, khỏe đéo chịu được. Những người mà. Có đéo đâu. Ai chúng ngu nhỉ? Cây gây lộ lộ ông. Cô đánh xong trận cờ. Ê, bắn Valorant không ơi? Đấy ghê. Rồi bị bản đi. Tôi rất giờ đâu phải ngồi ngoài trời đấy. Còn ngày khỏe nhờ, mình thắng không nhở? Mình khỏe điết mà. Đầu nó độc lều à? Rồi, thằng này khỏe rồi, đang yếu điết. Ngon, để đi học luôn. Đâu thằng Cường. Mày sai, tao sai. Điểm sôi sục và quá. Ai bảo nhện đâu. Sụp bật lắm rồi. Có ăn đi phải không? Có ăn đi nhỉ? Đúng rồi, thì có ăn đi. Thằng này nhót đi, để cho ăn. Có thể cho anh đi thì chỉ chuẩn. Bảo Linh à, Bịch Lao à? Bán thôi à? Bạn thôi. Đu đu. Đu đu à? Thôi tôi chịu được. Mày ăn đi giờ mày tao khỏe ở đây một độc vui ơi. Hoàng Hạ Long à, mày Hạ Long gay à? Mày xinh không? Kinh vậy. Không phải cái ở cái qua làm cũng chưa được trải nghiệm. Ăn quanh à? Hoàng Quang Anh à? Sao nhót tại yêu? Tại hôm nay thi thể tích à? Hôm nay vừa anh thấy có thằng đăng bài mình yêu. Vừa thấy anh thấy đăng bài là những bạn được 8 điểm cộng trở lên cứ kêu thấp. Mình còn được 3,5 đây này. Hiếu đăng à? Bao nhiêu mà kìa? 7 à? 7 ai à? 5 à? 5 dài Rồi, làm. Vẫn kém chỉ có 5 rồi. Cậu làm được nhưng mà làm sai. Mày không yêu ơi. Nhưng không phải có điện thoại mà yêu. Ôi, cái điện thoại không chưa hả? Em bảo không phải cây có điện thoại không vậy? Bây giờ mới. What? Cải thiện không? Học cải thiện không vô? Quang đi rồi. Đi. Đâu, ý là đi ấy, đi là học em phải đi. Ê vậy, broccoli. căng ấy. Tưởng Hiếu về quê lấy điện thoại cái gì mà. Ở đấy, nhưng mà dịch lắm Hiếu ơi, Bạch Hầu 15k em một ở Bắc Giang. Còn 7k nữa. Hơn Covid, sự nó mạnh hơn Covid đấy. Ok, quỷ hơn Covid rồi, cái này mạnh hơn Covid, mạnh hơn đấy. Rồi. I try không qua. Học cái thiện luôn. Tuấn đâu rồi? Tuấn đi rồi. Trả trước chuẩn không vui ơi. Chuyện gì? Rồi, kích vậy rồi nói.